My name is Gary Butterfield, he, him.
My name is Kay Ross, she, her.
And we're just recording a little wrapper thing in case you're wondering why this is on your feed or the news didn't reach you. As we're recording this last week, we lost Jeremy Greer, one of our friends who we met through our shows, through Bonfireside Chat, and who was a host on the network and everything. And we thought people, one of the things about Jeremy is, in addition to being a close friend, he was great.
Yeah.
He was really good on podcasts, very funny, very insightful, plugged up a lot of holes in our knowledge base.
Yes.
And stuff. So we thought, and he, I wrote a big thing on Patreon about this, but one of the things about Jeremy is he loved podcasts.
Yep.
He absolutely loved this medium. He did as many as we do, and he's only one person.
Yep.
So we thought we would rerun the Jeremy files, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with non-human biologics. So these are the Jeremy appearances. If you want to listen to kind of a chronology of him being on the shows,
yeah,
and revisit those appearances,
yeah, just go back, listen to him being great. Wanted to do this in remembrance.
Yeah, he cared about having his podcast stuff around.
Yep.
After he passed, so we're doing our part for his Duckfeed appearances here, I guess.
Yes.
And in case anybody wanted to listen back, save you the trouble of having to search through the archives.
Yeah, yeah. So
give a listen.
These will be hitting the feed. I don't know if it's going to be all at once or kind of all in rapid succession. But yeah, just that is why you're seeing this stuff.
Yeah, and if you're not interested in that and everything, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just ignore them as a thing. But if you are, here they are. And yeah.
Some of our landings were desperate adventures. We are now prepared to meet the inevitable counterattacks with power and with confidence.
Brave undead, Drangleic is no longer the last king of this land. King Vendrick, he found the strength to rule his people. And when the undead were born, cursed, he found more strength to face them. But in the end, he never took the true throne. Brave undead. Perhaps you are the true monarch. Visit Vendrick. We have no need for two rulers. Only one may rule. And that one may well be you.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Kole Ross.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And you're listening to Bonfireside Chat. It is a cursed favorite.
And this week we are talking about Drangleic Castle, including the Shrine of Winter and the King's Passage. But those barely warrant mention. As you heard, we're joined by Jeremy Greer once again, coming back. Hey, Jeremy, welcome.
Hey, y'all. How you doing today?
Doing just fine. You might know Jeremy from the Dark Souls Haters blog and also from his YouTube presence, Not ECEC, I believe.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. It's like banana. I don't know when the ECs stop.
And that's actually, I've been on the show. I think this is my fourth time. I think that's the first time you get it right the first time.
Yes.
Well done. Good work.
Progress.
For anybody listening who's not familiar, can you give a brief rundown of what the Dark Souls Haters blog is?
Sure. A couple of years ago, I was very deeply addicted to Dark Souls and mostly PvP. And as you might imagine, you get a lot of hate mail in the console versions. If you kill somebody, they want to call you horrible language. And me and another buddy we started talking about it. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if this was online somewhere? And they said, oh, you should post a Tumblr. And I was like, what's a Tumblr? And so I went to Tumblr and was like, this looks weird, but okay. And so I started, posting images that I had been collecting and that my buddy had been collecting. I spent some time on Something Awful forums, and people from there submitted a lot of stuff. That was about a year and a half ago, and I'm closing in on 2,000 posts of hate mail. I do about 2 a day. So if you want to see the worst kind of language that people talk to each other just because they killed one another in Dark Souls, darksoulshaters.tumblr.com is the place to go.
Yeah. Where gamers go to game.
Yeah, gamers gonna game. If this week has taught us anything, it's that Gamers gonna game.
You know what? We can't escape from it, and neither can you, listeners.
Go gamers.
Yeah.
Keep shining, you crazy diamonds. What did we do last time, Kole?
Well, last time we claimed our last great soul from the old Iron King, and now we seek the guidance of the Emerald Herald, who tells us to make our way to Drangleic Castle and face King Vendrick and fulfill destiny. Mm-hmm. But whose destiny?
That's a good question.
Aldea's destiny. Definitely Aldea.
Aldea did it. You are Aldea. Have we explored that one? Has anybody floated that?
That you're actually Aldea with like amnesia or something?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that online, but it's just crazy enough to be online.
Yeah.
It's just crazy enough for me not to believe it when I read it.
Every time I hear Aldea did it, I get a flashback to that South Park episode with the Simpsons did it episode. I don't know if you ever saw that, where every single joke they make is Simpsons did it. I want a T-shirt like a mashup.
Drangleic Castle. This is the castle that Vendrick built after his conquest of the giants, with the help of their souls or whatever item that he kind of took from them, and the golems that he created. And it was kind of a gift and tribute to Nishandra, who goaded him into war and let him know about the giants. So now it's mostly empty, and but something is up here, and we're here to figure out what that is.
Yeah. It's fair to say that this is like the turn of the game, right?
Yeah, and I really thought it was going to be the climax of the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I was just amazed
Same
that there was
here.
going to be... Yeah, there's just more game after this.
Yeah. Well, what I love, I mean, at least before the DLC, is that Dark Souls 2 kind of was an inverse of the regular Dark Souls, of where it had a fairly linear front end, and then it opened up with multiple paths at the at the end, really. And here it's the exact opposite. Now the DLC complicates that somewhat, but yeah, you're absolutely right. This is area after area after area, and kind of led to our initial appraisal of the game, which was it just keeps giving, sometimes to, let's say, fatigue levels.
I think I just wanted to, like, I wasn't going to stop playing the game, but by the time, not here, like by the time I got to the second Giants memory, I was like, okay, like how much of this is there? Like I was still into it, but I also just wanted to know, it like telegraphs the ending in a non-way.
Right.
Like you usually have that kind of sense of anticipation. And it's like if you're expecting soda, but you drink water, or vice versa, and it just tastes weird.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that. Like the parts after Drangleic feel a little bit weird because I just kept expecting to get to a boss and have that be it.
Yeah. But something Dark Souls 2 has done really well is subverted expectations, right?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
That, and that has been the playground that it that it jollily gallivants inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten what I was meant to do by the time I beat Drangleic. Like killing the boss of this area and going to the next area, I was like, what is going on again? Like I just couldn't remember anything, which is ironic considering the themes of the game. But I was like, I don't really have any clues what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Well,
they explicitly say that right in the beginning. Like you will end up at the gates of this castle and not remember why you came. Like the fourth firekeeper lady says that too. So so the way you get there is a little bit counterintuitive. Like I don't know if anyone actually tells you that this is how you do it. You just kind of have to remember that, like, way back in the day when you're hanging out with Jake Hardy at the Shaded Woods, that there was another path to take.
Does the Herald not mention this? I thought she had something where she mentioned, like, go seek the shrine or something.
She may have said, like, go seek the Shrine of Winter. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I think she might name drop the Shrine of Winter, but I don't know if those words have that much meaning at this point. Oh. To me, at least.
Yeah. Let me, I can very, very quickly look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the paths of the crossroads, and it goes through this little, like, pre-area that doesn't have much to it. Just a couple of those goblins and another Flexile sentry for Flexile funsies.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. Which you fight, which isn't really a big deal. It's a weird kind of mini-boss anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
And a gate that's blocked off by something you could totally hurdle in Demon Souls. So why you can't just jump up on these bricks really frustrates me. Like it's just like the Shrine of Winter seems like such an integral part of the game, and to have this whole gate where you could just totally bypass that just seems very odd to me. Like the whole setup is so strange.
Yeah. Especially if you read into or buy any of the theories about why everything is set up the way that it is. They would probably have gone to more lengths than just putting a roadblock across that.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna put this 2x4 here. I'm sure nobody will jump it. Like,
yeah.
It's a velvet rope.
Yeah. And like Suge Knight is just standing there outside of it, just keeping you from getting in there.
Did he die?
I can't remember.
He was shot 6 times. I know that, but
yeah.
I know he was shot recently, but I don't think he died.
okay.
Yeah, you can't kill Suge Knight. The only thing I thought of, because that bothers me too. Like I do think that people are like, worst game ever. I think that's crazy. This is dumb, that little waist high thing. The only thing I thought of is the thing Dark Souls likes to do is if there's an area you're going to end up eventually, they like to make it inaccessible and put an item there. And you can see from over this little ledge, you can see repair just sitting down there on the ground. And that's the only thing I can think of as to why this isn't just like a big steel wall. But they still should have made it like, you couldn't get through it, like a window or something you couldn't get through that still showed the item if they wanted to telegraph that you're going to be on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Or just a whole lot more bricks with like a hole through it. Like,
yeah, totally.
It just seems so weird to have like a knee-high thing. And it's a video game. Like, you can't, there's only so much you can read into it, but yeah.
Or a crevasse or chasm that you can't cross,
Totally.
Like, give me an option to try, right?
Yeah. I mean, and far be it from anyone to like accuse me of white knighting. Like it is a dumb thing.
Yeah.
So but it is that's the only thing I can think of as far as like why they might have done that. Other than just being like kind of like a little bit of like a troll, There are weird, like the development team and the mindset behind Dark Souls 2 is a little different than Dark Souls 1 in that it is goofier and more subversive, which we mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is only getting worse in the DLC. Like the invaders in the DLC now are hilarious.
Yeah, worse or better because the invaders in the DLC are
absolutely.
great. Yeah. Yeah, I love the invasions in the DLC. So the Shrine of Winter, which sounds metal as hell, and there's this like snake tower with murals on the side, which I assume will have text on them in 3 weeks,
right?
Like all the other ones leading to DLCs. So
yeah, so that has me wondering, like where the Ivory King, if that will actually go from the Brightstone Cove, like we're assuming it will, or if this will be it.
I think it's this.
Oh.
I think it is this, which the thing I like about that is wouldn't it be cool if this went back to if the Ivory King was Vendrick and just kind of in the swing of his reign?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's actually, there's anything to that, but geographically it makes sense. And I'm pretty sure it leads from here.
Yeah.
I had that thought, and I also had if you do access the new DLC from Brightstone, if you come back here with all 3 crowns or 4 crowns, I guess, maybe you access a different area from this, like after you've completed all 3 DLCs, there's a special, I don't know, boss battle or area or another weird memory or something that you access from the Shrine of Winter. Yeah, that would also be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all those things I'm looking forward to. So the standard Bonfireside chat disclaimer of like things we say in this episode could be invalidated or changed by the DLCs that are still coming out. So.
Yeah, these murals are pretty important because you see them kind of repeat throughout the game, at least in one other significant spot. And the story that they're telling indirectly plays into some of the kind of like, I would say more plausible theories about what's going on. Yeah, but this is, kind of working the dragons into the mythology of Drangleic itself. Right.
And that's going to be a huge thing a couple areas from now. We're going to start talking about that when we get to Eldia.
There's another way to get into this room aside from, to get into the shrine aside from having the 4 souls, just in the interest of completeness. Depending on which level of new game you're at, if you've acquired a certain number of millions of souls in that playthrough, you're able to open that door. So people are theorizing that this is how Gaflet is trying to get through. Just by drug warsing his way up to it through commerce. He's getting an economic victory.
Yeah, I think it's 1 million in new game.
Yeah,
and that's what speedruns do. So like the non-glitchy speedruns of the game fight the old Iron King like twice with bonfire ascetics in order to get the soul memory to get through here.
Yeah.
So is it old Iron King now? When I was watching speedruns when the game first came out, it was the Rotten several times.
Yeah, Rotten percent is obsolete, and now it's old Iron King percent, according to the parlance of speedrunners.
Good to know.
When you're not doing like the 16-minute like glitch version, that's really, really strange and definitely worth everyone should watch because it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. Put that in the show notes because it is really great.
Yeah. Yep. I shall.
Yeah. But after the shrine, you kind of are let out. You find your first lance that you can get naturally. That's pretty cool. But kind of more notable is another instance of what I believe is spacey wastiness, which is this long plain tunnel that is kind of sunny and overcast on one side and dark and rainy on the other.
Yeah, and atmospheric as fuck.
Oh hell yeah!
Like that's a first memory thing, like just Dark Souls 2 wow moment right there. Mm-hmm. Like coming out of that tunnel.
When I was playing through this today, I noticed that as you get closer to the entrance of the tunnel, the sky does seem to dim a little bit, like it does get a little bit darker, so it's not quite as like on off as you might think it is. I think as you're getting into that tunnel, like it starts kind of getting dark and like almost like it's just about to rain, and then as you get to the other side, obviously you come out and it's crazy rain and lightning and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks good.
Jog my memory. Is there any other area in previous games where it has been raining like this?
Isn't it raining in
what is it?
What is it? The Valley of
Demon
Defilement?
Souls. Yeah, Valley of Defilement. Yeah.
But is
it's
that rain
something,
or is that condensation falling off the cave ceiling?
Yeah, that is just farts in the shower, my friend. That is poop that is solidified from the environment and is dripping down into your eyes and mouth.
It's
in
poop
the Valley of
goes.
Defilement. Yeah. That's just a shitty mist.
A literal shitty mist.
Yeah. And not like the first thing that came to mind was the Seventh Guest, which is not a shitty mist.
Yeah.
But if I could think of one of those shitty mist clones.
Pissed.
Yeah, pissed.
Which is also accurate.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
piss means urine, you see. Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. Are we all good? Jeremy, you good?
Yeah.
Caught up on that?
I'm good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you head up this little thing and you run into the Emerald Herald here. And she's been, like, this is the first, I think, instance of her just kind of teleporting around, following you. Like the Watcher. Like, she is there when you reach important places.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's here and gives you some pretty ominous words. Specifically, she mentions ending both of your journeys, and sets up like a crazy option, which is if you don't go on, you will face a fate worse than life or death, which I presume is hollowing.
Yeah,
or it's your choice. It's up to you. I'm not, how passive aggressive is she? But it lends some import to this, though, right?
Yeah,
and it is that reminder of what you're here to do.
Yeah,
despite what the Firekeeper said.
They have this long staircase in front of you, which is again just beautiful. Like this is a super amazing looking area of the game. Climbing up these stairs, and you run into your first intact primal knights here. Those gigantic elephant knights, and they're not rusted out. And
even before that, those like that mountain pathway, the stairs up, where you get your first instance of this being actively guarded. There's like a little garrison with the Royal Swordsman and stuff.
Yeah, the two dudes and the crossbow guy. I guess they're all crossbow guys, and they just switch to the swords after when you get close.
Yeah. And you're kind of like passing through. It's almost like a series of triumphal arches that kind of lead up this mountain path. And the Primal Knights are actually standing on this massive bridge that kind of like leads over. So I actually have an issue with the visual presentation of this area.
What is your issue?
The skybox is pure black, and if you look at the castle, like the castle itself is neat, but it's kind of like maybe it sits up too high. Like there's not enough, detail to it. Like the atmosphere is pretty good, but if you start paying close attention to the way they present it and kind of like hold it together, it's just kind of like a bridge over a mass of nothingness with nothingness above, and everything below the kind of ornate kind of like buttresses and stuff is just featureless brick wall.
Considering some of the lore stuff you learn later about how this is such an isolated place, I kind of thought that made sense within the story. Like apparently this castle was set way away from like the normal world or however geography works in this stupid game, but like it's set apart, and so it kind of makes sense if it's in its own nothing zone to me. I kind of liked it just being off to the side and nothing up top, nothing really below. Just hey, Nisandra, I got you a castle, and it's 4,000 miles away from your normal house.
Yeah. Other than the brick part, I always thought the skybox being kind of featureless was just a function of weather. Like I feel like I've been in weather like that where I just literally can't see anything other than just like opaque gray.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. It's just in a game that kind of has knocked it out of the park, in a series that kind of knocks it out of the park with its skyboxes. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more, and I'm not sure that the featureless black serves the atmosphere better than something with just like a little bit more kind of, I don't know, let's say grade to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I kind of like the way the castle sticks out against it personally, but
yeah. Yeah, it's very much a matter of personal choice, but even still, this does make a very strong impression on you just by the fact that this is in a storm, on its own,
and just the visuals of the castle from outside, like the design and everything.
Yeah,
like this looks great. The these primalites that you fight are statues before you show up, which is interesting. Like and that is tough, and there are also soldiers here, and there's this kind of gimmick of getting in. Which is after you've taken care of these guys, which is a little bit obnoxious, which is, and it's introducing you to a mechanic that's important, but like how well do they telegraph this activating the golems?
I had no idea. I saw one of them activate and I had no idea why. And then I just started killing dudes and they kept coming. And I think I went on to some chat thing and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I have no idea how to get through this door. I just had no clue. It was lost on me, whatever kind of tutorial they try to put in place for it. But I had to look this up on the internet, basically.
Yeah. When you say how well did they telegraph it, do you mean the designers or the people who had been there before me?
When you say the people who had been there before you, what do you mean?
I mean like the soapstone messages. Sorry.
Oh no, I didn't see. I just meant how well does the designer, like how well does this, where does the design suggest that this is a thing? Because, and I was semi-rhetorically asking because I got it by accident. I had a very similar thing to Jeremy, except I just happened to have my camera in the right direction when I first accidentally killed a guy next to one of them and kind of figured it out. But, and looking online, it's a huge sticking point for people. Like a lot of people gotten stuck.
I had to crack the spine on my strategy guide for this one.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense. I didn't have to crack the spine. It's ruined now.
Yeah, crack it over your knee. Punish it for not letting you know in advance. Yeah, exactly. Nightfall.
You just adopted the obscurity. I was born in it. Like, this is neat. Like, it introduces you to two relatively important concepts about Vendrick and his kingdom, which one of which is these golems, and the second of which is, him dabbling in the soul arts, right? The idea of animating, again, ding, 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 animating inanimate objects via souls.
Right.
Does that imply that all the guard guys are just animated by souls as well? That they're not actual people or hollows or like the people that you actually have to kill to open up the door that come out infinitely? Are those just like hollowed, or are those just like mechanical objects powered by souls? Or
I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from reading enemy descriptions and gear, like the majority of the human-sized people that you find are actual people who are so loyal to Vendrick that they hung around. And the ones that appear to be statues, they actually stood still at their guard post long enough that they petrified. So the ones that you're fighting here, I think, are just royal swordsmen, and their unlimitedness is just it's a design consideration.
Yeah, the golems look the same. I think the animation that he's done, because these golems that open this and do the tricks inside the castle are similar to the ones that you run into later.
Yeah. Which also, dick move, making them look like the giants.
Yeah. Dick move on behalf of the game, and then Dick move on behalf of Vendrick.
Yeah.
But I mean, he probably had to, right? Like, if it's related, whatever he took from the giants is related to his ability to do this. So maybe that's the restriction. Like, maybe he's able to, maybe the giants are some kind of construct. In and of themselves.
Are you saying we've got like a monkey's paw situation where you can make anything, but it has to look like a giant?
It has to look like a giant. Yeah. The world's biggest hot dog that's shaped like a big hollow-faced motherfucker.
The worst superhero, Goatsy Man.
Yeah, goatee face.
Yeah,
goatee face killer.
Yeah, you have to import it, but that is a crazy issue of Dick Tracy.
Yeah. Everyone stopped reading the newspaper comics, but he kept up with the times. You have like Twitter hands, goatee face, MRA legs. Like,
yeah, I really like the rage face run that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
it got a little weird in the early 2000s with the anti-Muslim stuff, but I'm glad he's just kind of leveled out since then.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. I think.
I'm
I
glad
think
he finally defeated the dreaded soy bomb. So
all roads lead back to soy bomb.
Soy bomb head, whose head is an entire miniature soy bomb.
Yeah. So sorry, I need a minute. Go ahead.
Getting in there, you have to put these souls in these soul buckets and get these golems to open the door.
It's like a Devil May Cry puzzle.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It is like a Devil May Cry puzzle. Yep. Yeah. And the door opens so fucking slowly, which is like a bane to speedrunners, and also a bane because the enemies will just keep spawning. And if you had any kind of rough time getting up here, like it's been a little while since since you've had a bonfire. So yeah.
And it's going to be a while too. I mean, if you're having trouble with these guys, they're going to run you through at least one or two more tight situations.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this entry hall.
Yeah. The design.
How great is this? Yeah.
The aesthetics of the castle I really like. There are some kind of layout things that are obnoxious to me, but the way the castle looks, I think they did a really good job of making it look distinct enough from Anor Londo, like the previous castle we've spent any time in, and have like kind of a unique identity. Like it has a sense of kind of raw functionality, and the ornamentation is really sterile and off.
Yeah.
A little bit, that it seems like something someone would build as a tribute to, Nashandra and all the things Nashandra ultimately, the story behind her.
Right. Yeah, I love, but like the thing that I love most about this is like the only ornamental, like non-functional ornamental piece to this that we see is this skylight, which is like straight up out of like a Roman domus. Letting the rain in. I'm not quite sure what function it serves. I'm going to go with none because I like that better.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the game, you probably have to lure. It's a real Devil May Cry thing. Like you have to lure the Solaire demon under the light.
the Solaire dragon sticking his head in and getting stuck.
Yep. And then you have to get it under the skylight. So when the sun shines in on him, it overloads his praise meter and he blows up.
His praise meter. Oh my god, that's great.
Oh man, what do you think of Welliger being a ghost, Jeremy?
It's kind of confusing to me. I mean, like you said earlier, obviously people were loyal enough to Vendrick to stick around even through death and this, but the fact that he's a ghost and also forgetting stuff like that, just like the rest of the NPCs and merchants is very weird to me. Like you would figure. I would hope that once you're a ghost, you don't have to worry about Alzheimer's anymore. Like I'm a ghost now, like my legs don't hurt. Like you'd think that all of the physical stuff would go away, but he's still like, and I spent quite a lot of time today talking to him, and he's still halfway through the conversation is like, "Where am I? Who are you? What are we doing?" Like it's kind of odd to me.
Yeah, his the presentation of his dementia or whatever is pretty fascinating because he's very obviously split between two times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like in one sentence, he will talk about, his king's great, castle that he built. And you are, a welcome guest here. That is our custom. But the king has been taken away. Wait a minute. What?
Right. Like I don't sense the king. And what's interesting is I don't think he was always meant to be a ghost. There's cut dialogue that he could be attacked and killed. But it got cut out of the game. So he's one of the very few NPCs you can actually not harm. He's also mechanically a little bit annoying because he functions as a merchant. His location's a little inconvenient, and the stuff he sells, he has these weird things that he doesn't sell until later new games, even as far as new game +2 to get some of the items.
Yeah, if you don't want to complete the PvP stuff in order to get your achievements or trophies or whatever Steam calls them, then you actually have to go through New Game +2 in order to buy the spells from him, which is really annoying.
Yeah, that's hard. And Bonfireside X do not work on him. Yeah. Behind him is like a really, really awesome throne room.
Yeah.
With 2 gigantic thrones. and is empty and really conspicuous. And we'll come back to it later.
Yes, we will. Yeah, but this was the moment, like more so than anywhere, I realized, like, yep, something's afoot, because again, this is the old Wizard of Oz switcheroo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, and you're getting kind of like telltale signs, especially from Welliger. He's talking about Vendrick in the past tense,
right.
And he even explicitly says that the Queen took him somewhere, and that she ushered in a calm across the kingdom that was not unlike the dark. So red flags or black flags spread across, but this throne room is chilling in that oftentimes finding nothing is the worst thing you can find.
Yep. Yeah, I love that line about the dark. Like, that brought a peace to the world that was not unlike the dark. Mm-hmm. That's so good. Mm-hmm. If you head down, this is where the layout of the castle starts pissing me off, though, because there's so much non-used space in this area, including that little room that's just a dead end for no reason. Mm-hmm. I hate that little room.
Me too.
I hate that
it's
little
like they
room so
wanted to
much.
make it symmetrical with the doors, but they couldn't even be bothered to put like life gems on a corpse in there. It's so weird. Like, it's just an empty square.
Yeah, all it would take is a life gem, and it would have been fine, or an enemy, or anything. And then those big doors that you can't open that are on that back wall are obnoxious too. To me, like,
and those are scattered throughout the castle, because I ran into several of those today, and I always think as soon as I see them, I'm like, oh, I need to go. Oh wait, can't. Sorry, denied.
Yeah, the last time we ran into something this egregious, I think, was way back in the what is it called? In Hyde's Tower of Flame. The that little underwater sewer area that leads to Pirate Life.
To
Huntsman's Copse,
No Man's. Yeah.
Or not Huntsman's Copse.
No
the
Man's
Wharf.
Yeah,
the one that leads to the wharf. Like, that area had tons of just doors that just don't go anywhere but look like they would. Mm-hmm. Like, that was really pissed me off a little bit, especially since they did it, like, later they do it with Eldia's, and Eldia doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. Like, all the doors the doors go somewhere. Just throw like a closet with a monster or a life gem, and it won't feel as bad, even if that's not technically additive or good, good play.
Yeah, it's not super satisfying, but at least it's something and not just an empty room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kind of breaks one of the rules that I like about Dark Souls design, which is at the very least the space should feel remotely functional.
Yeah.
Which is that could just be like an empty room, but this whole castle is weird, and like the like where it fits in the castle and what it was ultimately meant to be used for, I'm not exactly sure. But in the moment when you're just kind of looking at these sterile long hallways, it's a little bit of a letdown.
Especially even just put a chair in there. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't even have to be treasure or an enemy. Like, just something that indicates, like, this is where, Velstadt went when he was bad. Like, this is the sad sack for Velstadt. Dark Dad put you in the sad sack because he found out you're a priest. Like, that's what happens. That would be fine. But...
Yeah.
If they've modeled Heineken bottles to appear in the Grave of Saints, I mean, just a couple of brooms in here to make it a broom closet. That's all they need to do, and you'd be set for life.
Or even bottles of Heineken.
Yeah.
Like,
it's Vendrick's beer closet.
Yeah, Vendrick has a problem. You shouldn't be hiding
that. Confusing, but I would have, been something.
Like, oh, wow, a substance abuse theme. Awesome.
Yeah.
Vendrick, he mead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so, Vendrick.
Thank you. I was just talking with somebody at work about that today. About that song. Yeah. But yeah. Well, at least those unlocked doors, or sorry, those locked doors rather, indicate that there was once a way to get at these places that wasn't going through the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, the creepy golden basement. Mm-hmm. When you go down these stairs, I love that line, that hallway lined with the stone warriors, because how much did you think that they were going to get up and kill you? Like, at that point, like, I was just like, well, I have to fight 10 of these motherfuckers, and then they turn right around, and then you do.
Yeah.
But not here.
Exactly. I love that fake out. I really do, because it creates one of those great Souls games moments where you're literally holding your shield up and just like creeping along.
Yeah, and there's
that's one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great way to make you slow down and savor it.
Yeah.
On your first go, like,
absolutely, yeah.
Like, as you're going forward, on my first go, I was never quite certain when I was going to find the king. So I was kind of enacting this slow and wary march, through these empty halls, right? Which, in terms of like role playing, that's probably about as deep as Dark Souls goes, but it gives you that feeling, and again, imparting mood through play.
Yeah, like if they can make you, the player, feel something that your character would feel, like that's an accomplishment, you know?
Yeah.
That's great. So there's a bonfire here, thank goodness, and a King's Gate, which we can't get through just yet. But to the left is what we're more interested in.
Yeah.
Which is a room like big, this big difficult room. Two big golems at the end that are purely ornate. Like this is how they turn on lights in Drangleic. Like they have to kill something.
That's not complicated at all.
Yeah, it's not complicated and immoral.
Yeah. But I love that. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've got a light switch in my utility room that literally turns on when I walk by it, but apparently, killing their own soldiers is the way to go. District science.
Stomp on a mouse every time you want to turn on the lights.
Swallow a goldfish. Every time.
That's pretty great.
But these soldiers, these stone soldiers are great. The story, we mentioned them before, but these are actually Velstat's guard, who we'll talk about later. But Velstat, who is a servant of the king. And these are his guard. They're people who are loyal to him and who waited so long that they turned to stone.
Yep. And, you want to make sure that you're killing them because these are also soul-activated doors. And it's very easy. Like, I never quite got a feel for their radius for when for when they would come to life. If you kill them in the wrong place, there are only 2 doors that will get you anywhere. The other ones have treasure. But all of the whammies, let's say, have our old friend, Capper Demon Mark II, the Sentinel.
Yeah, no ruin.
The ruin
and they're
Sentinels.
harder too.
Yeah.
Like they are much hardier than the old ruin Sentinels, I think.
Yeah. They definitely didn't respond as well to crushing damage this time, which was my panacea for that.
Yeah,
and it's very easy to aggro multiple stone guys and a ruined sentinel all at once. And my first playthrough was with a caster, and it was really difficult. The only saving grace is that if you back in that hallway towards the bonfire, they kind of deactivate, and we'll do that weird Dark Souls thing where they start walking backwards back to their original place.
Hey. I can't remember who it is. I'm not going to put it in the show notes, but one of the YouTubers I frequent had a video where someone started doing that, and he just followed him. Like he followed him some enemy followed him all the way across the map, and then started backing up. And he just followed this guy back, like he backed up across the entire map, like just like one step at a time, gingerly, and wouldn't aggro. So he just followed this hollow soldier going halfway across the world, like do 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 do.
You can cut this part off, but when I was doing low-level invasions and the depths in Dark Souls 1, I invaded one time, and the guy had activated one of the butchers that dropped down, but hadn't killed it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize this at the time. That butcher that drops down will follow you all the way to the bonfire, like the one that you have to have the key for, and will stand at that door if it happens to be locked until somebody shows up. And he takes his precious time too. It's like a Sunday stroll through the depths. Like he's just like one step at a time. But anyway.
Yeah. So there's one path out of here that will take you to another dark diving spot. And this concludes, this is all 3.
Yep. Yeah. So at this point, if you want to, you can start working on that, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Because those parts are hard. And we've got a whole wrap-up episode where we're going to talk about the Pilgrims of the Dark.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to because I love that Covenant. I really like those parts.
I'm actually making progress in that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like once you know it, it's very satisfying, I found. Yeah. One of the things, just real quick before we move on from the Ruin Sentinels, though, like whenever one of these enemies appears, like, a boss appearing as a normal enemy is a character advancement trope in video games, like, oh, I'm powerful enough to take these guys on as a regular enemy. But in the world of Dark Souls, like it diminishes a little bit too, because these are the original Ruin Sentinels were named, like those were guys and were kind of interesting. And now that we know that we can just have as many of them as we need, or there's just infinite of them, it like kind of makes them less interesting as guys. Like the Ruin Sentinels are interesting. The 3, Reese, Kumquat, and Arno, or whatever. But these guys are just, it kind of diminishes that boss, I think.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you can look at it as this is Vendrick's one good success that he has of recreating other people's shit. Like he obviously saw Ruin Sentinels at one point and was like, hey, I think I can do that. And unlike the giants and everything else he tried to build, it actually worked this time. He could actually make them. So maybe, right? I mean, otherwise it doesn't, I don't know.
Or the Ruin Sentinels that are in the Lost Bastille are from Vendrick. Like maybe he wasn't copying the thing. Maybe those ones are on loan from the Vendrick collection. So
Yeah. But if I remember correctly from the from their let's say descriptions, specifically here, is that they don't have any corporeal form. They're just souls that haunt the armor. So like I guess my initial read on that was that they were people who died in the armor. Kind of like Dark Souls 1 spoilers are in fact the Black Knights. But then reading that now, my entire thing right here is pointless because he could have just put those souls in that.
Yeah, but like just the three named knights are just more interesting to me.
Yeah.
Than just like an animated set of armor as a regular enemy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
I wish they had done something more with the names. Like if you had gotten three separate souls that did three separate things, like maybe made three pieces of armor for him, it had been interesting. But the fact that you kill three named dudes and get one soul is always kind of weird. I know this isn't about Drangleic Castle at all, but it's just always kind of a weird thing to me. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Or if this was like an order of knight. I'm trying to look
there
here.
You go.
Yeah, and just just give it there because like the demons make sense. Those are just kind of creations of the bed of chaos. You're not fighting Steve, the Capra demon,
right.
and Jim, the Taurus demon.
Hello.
Well, in my slash fic.
Or they just like the names have been referenced. Like there was a ring that mentioned them or something like that.
Yeah.
And would have been cool. But anywho, I'm like crying over spilled Ruin Sentinels.
Just real quick before we move on off of the Dark Driver guy, or Dark Diver guy, excuse me. I watched a guy today like just throw himself for hours at the boss of that area, and I just want to give him a shout out because he listens to the show. So he was talking about you guys while he was streaming. So that's a very difficult area.
Yeah.
Do you know his name, or he'll know?
Oh, I'm sorry. He goes by Nova. I don't know what his something awful name is. He goes by Nova on the stream. So.
Oh, well, thank you, Nova.
Thanks, Nova.
That's very nice of you. Yeah, I'm looking here further. The descriptions for the ones that are in Drangleic Castle, it says that they are a creation of a jailer, and that is per the official strategy guide. And in fact, the other one as well. Yeah, so that leads me to believe that they are actually endemic to the Lost Bastille a little bit because that is the purpose there.
Yeah, the jail. Mm-hmm. They're on loan from the Bastille collection. Mm-hmm. So we get into this kind of area. These hallways that we have leading up, to our ultimate goal here. And this area is really weirdly like this looks lived in, but in a weird way. Like they look like storage areas where you're storing your statues of things and also just boxes.
Yeah, I've got the statue of a Turtle Knight, and I don't really know where to put it. So
let's put it about to smash open the door as like a fun prank. It's just like his hammer like had a bucket of water balanced on it initially. And if you kill something near it, the water falls down.
It's Vendrick's dorm days.
Yeah, I mean, his one Heineken. He's Vendrick's frat.
Yeah. Vendrick was really planning on turning that statue into a bong, and then things just went downhill.
We'll just suck on the tail, and then just.
Oh man. I have to say that the Turtles Pillars platform, the campaign, does not endorse illegal drug use.
No, that's more of a trap snakes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. If you hit this statue, it makes like a weird groaning sound.
Yeah. And you can't bring it to life.
I noticed that today, and somebody in IRC told me that it's when you hit it, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but the corrosion pool that we're going to get to in just a few minutes, it causes those statues to spit out more corrosion juice.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes the same noise, but it's always confused me. And I mentioned it to someone today, and they were like, "Oh yeah, if you do that, and you can have someone else watching." I'm like, what a weird thing! Like, what is that even meant to do?
I can only imagine like PvP fun, right? Like you get to have it. You can just screw people over if they're hanging out in the corrosion pool.
Yeah, which
they're not.
Yeah, you can only get so wet, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm already naked and standing in acid. Something isn't going my way today.
I had no idea. That's interesting.
Uh-huh. Huh. Yeah. Weirdness. It's that is one of the most persistent like soapstone messages I see is like sorrow ahead, hit or something like that.
Yeah. I knew it made the noise. I didn't know it spit corrosion.
Yeah.
Because I definitely tried attacking it because I wanted it to come to life, and then I wanted to use a fragrant branch viewer on it.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like I should be able to, but you can't.
Mm-hmm. Because it looks exactly like everything else you use a fragrant branch viewer on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's every castle has a big acid pit, with those weird like dragon ballista cannon things spitting out acid.
All I can think is that those actually just leaked because for some reason he stores all these up in his ramparts. And like maybe this big pit is either where the acid is stored or just because this has been sitting for so long, his vessels of acid just kind of like pooled and collected there.
Yeah. Like maybe it's a defense since it's up on a rampart. Like maybe that under that would be like, I guess not. Yeah, because it's not infinitely deep. I was thinking like maybe it's like a courtyard or something that is flooded, but it's not.
Yeah. And I'm not sure which wall because the geometry in this, like right after you go through the basement, the geometry starts going non-Euclidean.
Yeah.
Like all of these, like it's at like 40-degree angles and stuff. Like, and because this is kind of out here in the middle of nowhere, like having a, like boiling oil or acid over the ramparts for people charging in, unless this was over the front gate, makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was used, because you use acid in like statue craft, right? Or like maybe it is used in golem craft in some way.
Like metallurgy.
Yeah. Like it's used to, acid away the parts that are not the golem.
Yeah.
So
this was like
no basis for that.
At the time he built the castle, like Nishandra was like really into hobbies and crafts, and he built this, and then she was like, I'm off that. And now it just sits there.
But you never touch a soldering iron, dear. You still don't play
I built
bass.
you a corrosion pool. I got you a...
Oh, yeah.
She keeps saying that she'll get her Etsy business off the ground.
With Vendrick, you can make it my birthday and Christmas present. Just give me an acid pool.
Women, am I right?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't mean like it's in the game. I didn't mean that like that.
I know.
There is a consistent narrative of Dark Souls 2 about like a woman comes in and corrupts a kingdom.
Yeah,
like that's something that's probably worth talking about at some point.
Yeah. Like I always read it as more of a Macbeth thing than outright sexism. I leave that to the players leaving the soapstone messages.
Yeah, that might be coloring my thing. But even if it is like kind of like a Macbeth thing, like it's still. It's still what they chose to do on it is kind of, even if it is a reference or Shakespearean in any way.
Yeah.
So, no. So you head up some stairs outside of the building. You're going in and out. You get to this poison mask room, which is really interesting. All these like crazy masks that spit poison on you and try to get you from that twinkling titanite that's on the floor. But it's like just like a 3x3 foot cell. Like there's nothing to this area. Other than just masks. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What is this here for? I have no idea.
Well, there are other things that spit poison in this world. That's all that I can think of. But these are explicitly arrows, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're poison arrows. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When I first went through here, I kind of ran through very quickly, and then I tried to go back and look. But it really reminded me of the mask that we saw in the first trailer of the game with the. Yeah. I don't know if you get. It kind of reminded me of that, but looking at them, it's not the same at all. But that's the only thing I can come up with. It just seems totally unconnected to anything else.
Yeah. No. And considering what they're in front of, I mean, like this would have been put there to impede progress towards the portrait that comes afterwards. But
yeah, assuming you're coming from that direction.
Yeah.
Which like you could be going from either direction from here. The portrait's really interesting.
Yeah.
So there's a big room with a gigantic portrait of Nishandra that curses you as you get close to it. Mm-hmm. And it's very heavily guarded. And this kind of like there's something in one of the later DLCs that made me think of this a lot. So we're going to talk about that when we talk about the DLC. But like it's interesting and doesn't do anything. Like I know Vivian talked about like, oh, I'm sure if I bring the Ring of Whispers here, something will happen. But nope. Mm-hmm. Like nothing happens with us.
Yeah. I love the style that the painting is in.
Yeah.
Like it looks like faux Renaissance. Like it looks like a portrait that would be commissioned for a royal lady.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys do the Dark Souls 1 thing and immediately run up to it thinking that you can interact with it somehow and get cursed?
Yep.
that might be the extent of the joke. Part 1, somebody wants to make a painting of a lady. Part 2, remember that time in Dark Souls 1?
Yeah. Paintings are not portals in this game.
Yeah.
Learn it. And then we don't go to like the next area full of painting golems, like learning to fear them. But I guess there are some painting. There are reasons to learn to fear painting later too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have bet dollars to donuts before I knew the answer that this is how you would have got the DLC.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, that's what I thought that painting. I was like, oh, it's not a portal now, but once the DLC comes out, this is how we're going to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But not the case.
Yeah. But this giving you curse and also what's his name, Welliger's dialogue are not speaking very well for let's say the provenance of Nashandra.
Yeah,
or at least her intentions, right?
Is this where we first learn or start getting those hints about her?
There's really no. Maybe there are a couple of offhanded mentions about the queen. Mm-hmm. From NPCs. I feel real bad for not having specific citations on this, but there's just so much dialogue in the game. And a lot of it pops up in different places. I think that really this is our first real acquaintance with Nasandra, and I don't just mean seeing her face to face.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, because it's something that like I just take for granted, because it's been so long. I can't put myself in the head of the first time I played to imagine how my opinions of Nashandra developed.
Yeah.
So
it seems like Welliger is the first person that really clues you in on how everything came to be and who she is and what Vendor did for her. It seems like that's really the first time you get any kind of any real information besides there's a queen, there's a king.
Yeah.
But I could be misremembering as well. It's been several months since I'd played it for the first time, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I just came here assuming that if there was a king, there would be a queen. And, this was hitting you over the head immediately with the kind of the role that she played in the kingdom.
Yeah. Which turns out to be incredibly important. There's an invasion here. The Nameless Usurper, who is not explicitly, but wears the same clothes that Lycia wears. And Lycia, later on, is a sinner, and you can, and we'll talk about it, I guess, when we get the item. But there's more interactions with Lycia. Yeah. Later on. So.
Yeah. Looking at this right now, I'm just doing a search through all of the dialogue in the game. And the only mentions of Queen are either Welliger or Nashandra herself.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Handy little tool there. Yeah. So, this invasion really stymied my progress for a little bit. Like, not for a long bit, not a big bit, but I'll just stop right now
a little bit
and regather my thoughts.
A little bit, like you said the first time.
Yeah, like I said the first time. Sorry. Again.
Wait, can you clarify the bit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Where's the bit?
Yeah, where's the bit? I am very sorry, everybody. I've had a long day. But you have these archers who are kind of like raining down on you. So, one way you have poison mask, and the other way you have very narrow passageways with bolts that were, at the very least, just strong enough to stun lock me and leave me open to her.
Yeah, and you're discouraged from bringing her back into the cursed painting room because of the cursed painting.
Yeah.
Even though you can probably make a wide enough berth. Like, I think that's probably the best place to fight her, is kind of away from the painting in that room. If you cleared it out and didn't run past those guys.
That's exactly what I did my first time through when she invaded me. Or he or she, we'll keep it a mystery. But going back in there and then using way overpowered sunlight spears and things like that just knocked her right out for me. I don't even think I fought her twice. I think it was just the one time.
Yeah.
There's a hidden bonfire that's very welcome. Not that you're that likely to die on this next boss, but in case you do, the stretch behind you is really. It's like when you're playing a game, like if the amount that you should desire to save your game is measure it with how much you don't want to do the thing you just did again.
Yeah.
And like the first time I went through here, I was like, I do not want to go through that room with the golems again, all this nonsense. So I was very happy to find this bonfire, which is kind of hidden, but it wasn't a problem for me. Like, it just looks like, this is one of those like secret doors that looks like a secret door to me. Like just the placement and everything.
Yeah. If you don't see that it's that it's an illusory wall, it just looks like a pathway down to that Black Huntsman's bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a reason to be down there, and then you can hump up against the wall.
Yeah.
And get the bonfire.
Yeah. The bigger issue for me was actually seeing the ladder.
Yeah.
Against that pitch black skybox.
I always ran and jumped. Like I didn't know there was a ladder until like my second time through the game. I didn't actually know there was a ladder to get back, so I got the bonfire and then had to teleport back to the first bonfire.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Well, not my second time through the game, my second time through. So I teleported back to the first bonfire, made my way up to the second bonfire again, and then saw the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So, but did not see the ladder the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. I thought you would like.
Yeah.
No, just kept going. Like no.
Yeah. This bonfire was very welcome for me because I hate those royal guard enemies. Like just they're specifically designed to just really halt your progress, and because all of the pathways, all the walkways in this area are only like one and a half tomba widths your size. Really, it kind of forces you to fight them or to get them to do the crazy return to spawn shuffle. Yeah,
and you are discouraged from just running past these guys, which like you can kind of do, but there's a really interesting NPC interaction up here that you want.
Yeah.
Which is the Nishandra's throne room, her separate ladies only throne room.
Yeah, her separate ladies only, exposed to the elements way above ground.
Yep.
With very beautiful stained glass work. Like the design of this is great. I wish I could get closer, but I can't.
Yeah. And you can you can cheat and get closer. I've seen some people do that. Just because I wanted to see if you could fuck with her. Because like I was just like, oh, I remember Guinevere. Like I'm gonna shoot you. And nothing happens, unfortunately. But I was like, oh man, something badass is going to happen if I shoot her.
When I got to this part, that's the first thing I did. Is I wrote a note. It's like, okay, come back and shoot this lady later once you figure out what's going on. Because I just knew something had to happen if you shot her. So,
yeah, sadly, no.
Sadly, no.
Yeah. But her dialogue, she drops 3 important tidbits. Again, she's speaking of Vendrick in the past tense, talking about what kind of ruler he was, and then talks about how he, never took his true throne. For as much as he was looking into soul arts. And she kind of, tries to be your other quest giver, which again, you should really be wary of anybody who tries to tell you what to do, by saying we have no need for 2 rulers. And you're not quite certain if she's talking about you and him or her and him.
Yeah. I definitely thought it was her at first. Like I thought like, oh, okay, I am trying to get rid of Vendrick on behalf of her. But yeah.
And there's a sense to her dialogue that she wants you to put him out of his misery, but that, rings very hollow. No pun intended.
Yeah. Especially in light of everything that comes up. Yeah. And one of the interesting things, I just found this out today. I read it online, so I don't know how true it is. But if you talk to her and exhaust her dialogue, it will show all of the teleport locations for bonfires, even if you have not unlocked them. Like you can't go to them, but it will show them all.
Okay.
So how much of the world remains.
Yeah,
and it's like a hint.
Is this the trick? Is that the trigger for that? I had no idea. I thought it was beating the boss of this area that we're in now. That's interesting. I didn't know that it was talking to her.
Yeah,
according to the Wikipedia or the wiki rather.
Yeah, there's definitely no indication. Like I just saw that before I fought the Mirror Knight, so this very well could be it. It's sometime between when you get the Drangleic and when you fight the Mirror Knight.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. But before we get to Mirror Knight, we have to head into the treasure room.
Yeah, I like this room a lot. I actually like this boss fight too.
Yeah, it's good. It is better than the something I said like early on so this is the twin Dragon Riders, the double Ds, and something I was saying how like a lot of the underwhelming boss fights in Dark Souls 2 are set up in context for other boss fights that come later in other games. So like when you fight Ornstein, like he's pretty easy, but like that is to show like this is what he is like without smoke. Like that's the hardest boss fight in Dark Souls 1. Arguably, here's what it is like half of that. And there's another boss fight that we did that I won't talk about yet because there's spoilers, but is also set up in contrast to something. And then this one where you fight the one Dragon Rider and he's really easy, and now it's like, okay, now there's 2 Dragon Riders, one of them's covering the other. Deal with that. And it's still like not that hard, but it's pretty neat. So
this is one that I always summon for, even if I don't explicitly need it. Just because it is very fun to co-op with somebody. I mean, in general,
I spent a lot of time sunburning in this area just because it's so much of a fun fight, and it's real easy to get bites. So your summon side wasn't down for very long. It's a fun fight. I like this. I like this fight a lot.
What build are you running through for this playthrough?
A strength build is what I started with. So I got up to 50 strengths because I wanted to use like super big weapons. And then about halfway through, I realized soul level doesn't matter. So now it's a strength hex because why not? So it's big, huge weapons with dark weapon on top of it, and not really using a lot of projectile stuff because I want to do more melee. But it's been a lot of fun. I think the Dark Souls games are always gravitate towards the magic users first. Like my first playthrough was all sorcery and hex and miracles and all that. But I think melee is always the much more fun and challenging build to take through any of the Souls games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like this room a lot too. It's just one small room with a lot of treasure in it.
Yeah. It's the treasure room. For the
and
these guys
weirdly huge gold medallion. What is that? Like what's that big huge thing? What is? It's so off from everything else. From all of the other decoration in this castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a couple things like these. These are the only dragon statues that you see as well, aside from those siege engines that spit acid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's not that much to say about it as a fight.
No.
One of the dragon riders is up on a ledge and will cover you with a great bow, or cover his friend with a great bow.
Yeah.
That guy has half as many hit points as the ground guy. So if you attack him with a ranged weapon, he'll jump down and join his buddy. And
am I manufacturing memories, or does he actually destroy? Can the platform he's on be destroyed?
I've never done it.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one of those is true.
Yeah, I might be confusing him jumping down with that. And again, if you don't remember from when we talked about the first Dragon Rider, this is an order of knights that Vendrick trained. It was like his elite guard that came with him to this land, actually. Mm-hmm. So where Drangleic actually is. And it's a crazy order where you have to like fight a dragon in order to get in. Otherwise, you fight the dragon, you're going to ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you fail, you get eaten by said dragon.
Yeah. And if it finds you wanting.
Yep.
So badass. I like Dragon Riders. Not afraid to say it.
Yeah, they look real cool. I like their weapon. Yeah. And you can make a lot of different weapons from them, which is cool. So
I forget. Do these guys give you two extra souls, or?
I think you just get one extra soul.
Nah.
But you can make. I know the twin blade. You can make a great bow, and you can make a halberd and a shield too. I think from their soul. It's a very versatile soul.
Yeah.
So
it's a fascinating soul.
Yeah, you use every part of the soul. After you kill them, there's an ice bonfire.
Yeah.
As well. Very welcome.
This week's episode is also brought to you by Amazon, our affiliate link that's at Duckfeed.tv/tipjar.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to that link, and anything you're going to buy on Amazon, which you're going to buy anyway, it's back to school. It's time to buy textbooks. It's all skin and knees and spelling bees and
dropping your G's.
Dropping G's on skin and knees and spelling bees. You guys need a graphing calculator. You guys need a cool laptop. You're getting ready for the big harvest festival. Need some Wiccan supplies.
Yeah.
You can get it all from Amazon. And if you do it through that link, we get a little bit of money. And it doesn't cost you anything extra.
Yeah. It is transparently an affiliate link. Affiliate marketing is generally gross, but you're going to go to Amazon anyway. And we want to be totally upfront with, yes, we get a cut, doesn't cost you anything extra, and it is a great way to support the show. People blow that up on a regular basis. And
if it's a little bit less silly than like stamps.com, because like that's saying that all of your fans are just Etsy, people, but like everybody uses Amazon. Like it's just the cheapest way to get things.
Yeah.
Like I want a thing and I want it in 2 days. Like I'm going to get it from Amazon. Yeah. They're not morally perfect.
Man.
But
it's the company you love to hate. It's it's the Walmart of the internet, but they make the internet run. So
exactly.
Yeah. But we have there's international appeal as well. If you're in, I always get this wrong, Great Britain or the United Kingdom, whichever one is the islands where they speak our language.
I think it's the United Britain.
United Britain, yes, and also Canada. Those are options as well. I got a check of money in what I assume is Britain money, and now I need to figure out how to deposit that.
Quids.
Quid, yes.
Quid. Pence. Penny farthings.
Are you just doing speak and spell?
Penny farthings.
Yeah. So that is Duckfeed.tv/tipjar. It helps us out a lot.
/ forgive our ignorance.
So you're down in this cozy little hallway with a bonfire and everything, and also an old friend, Ben Hart, is here. If you've followed his quest line, I done fucked him up again, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not appear for me. So
He didn't. He has appeared here for me, but I've gone through this game a bunch of times now, so I don't remember every time that he does. I don't remember. I don't think he has anything real meaningful to say here. Like I do not. I understand Lucatiel and her kind of like wanderings. I do not understand Benhart's, and I super don't understand where he ultimately ends up.
right.
Like that makes no
that
sense
doesn't
to me.
make any sense whatsoever.
It's like what's going on with that?
The fact that he's there and also knows who you are is just really bizarre.
Yeah, I do not understand Benhart. Like I would defy Vadi to do a prepare to cry Benhart. Like the only thing I know about him is he's got a fake sword. And yes, that's sad. But I have no idea what he's doing here or why he's in any place he's at.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can probably tie some kind of theme around this of like, oh, he's seeking challenge. He's an adventurer. He's kind of the Sigmire of this, right?
yeah.
But
Yeah, kinda.
kinda, yeah. I mean, like in the loosest sense, if you were drawing some kind of parallel to it, he definitely doesn't have the jollies, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And he's not as sound as Lucatiel, I don't think.
right.
Like as far as the traveling NPCs go.
Yeah. So you get on this hallway, and there's another one of those corkscrew elevators, which makes a reappearance from Interlando. Yeah. And good.
I was gonna say, yeah, and there's a little area you drop down into, a little room to activate that corkscrew elevator. And it's another golem activation room
Yeah.
with more more stone knights.
Yeah. Except these ones aren't these are not unlimited. And this is a one-way area, so you're gonna have to do it twice if you fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can't go back the way you came either.
Right.
So you have that little ledge. You can't back up for safety. So you really have to be able to take these guys out smart. They will pull chain or pull activate in sets of 2, but you can keep them.
Yep.
2 of them can be the most you have to deal with at a time.
Yeah. I think that I don't really like this detour that they take you on to like activate the elevator. It's a little bit confusing to me, and I'm not quite sure what purpose it serves, other than to show you like where he keeps his weapons of war. I just thought it was like this is to show more of the castle.
Yeah. It's frustrating that's mandatory though.
Yeah.
Like that little ledge is frustrating, and I didn't even notice the ledge when I first went in, which is ridiculous. Like I should have noticed it because I walked down it, but I kept noticing speedrunners running through the area rather than going back after they activated the thing, and I was wondering why they did it.
Yeah,
and then I would like try to turn around. I was like, oh, you can't. Fuck it, because I always went through all the way just because I wanted to get more treasure or what have yous.
Yeah. Well, like past that, there's the first there's the Kaitha chime or whatever it is, which is the hexing chime you want to get.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah, it's rad.
And then there's the Great Hall, which has Alon Knights in it, and also some pyromancies you would really want to get if you were following that path.
Yeah. I do not know why there are Alon Knights here.
Neither do I. Nor do I understand why there are primitive knights.
Yeah, well,
or why there's a great hall right here. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If you're receiving guests from out of state, like this, you don't want them to go through
this is
the
how
weird...
you have to get here. Go into the basement.
You're going to go up the ladder. You're going to kill the knights.
Take a complimentary mouse from Villager and then bite off its head as you walk through this door. I mean, like the Primal Knights, like I associate those guys with Aldia. Like him creating them and them being kind of just guardians.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't associate them with another kingdom the way I associate the Alon Knights with another kingdom.
Right.
So that's the more the weirdo thing.
Yeah.
For us.
It might be another Grave Wardens in the Earthen Peak, which is unsatisfying to say the least.
Yeah. I think that is what it is, and that sucks.
Yeah. This whole little diverticulate just feels like empty calories to me.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Because it eventually just leads you back around to where you were.
Yep.
I do like the area right outside of us where there's 3 archers, and once you kill those guys, you can kind of look down, and it's one of those classic Dark Souls moments where you look down and you're really far away from the things that you like. You can see the stairwell coming up into the castle, and you can kind of see like in different areas where you've been. Like that's some of my favorite Dark Souls moments, and they're relatively rare in Dark Souls 2, and I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, you have to relish them where you can find them. I forgot to make a note of that.
Yeah, I can for sure see that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the area where you can most see where you've been. You know, it kind of has the eco or the Anne Orlando effect. So at least it has that going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what else it has going for it? My favorite character in the game, the Embedded.
You just like it because he is from a Silent Hill game.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. he makes no sense. Like he's tenuous lore wise. Like, but he is from a Silent Hill game.
Yep.
So
you take this elevator up to what I presume is the highest point in the castle, right? And there's a cell, you know, like a freestanding cell in the middle of a room with a mute young woman sitting in it. You can't interact with her, and bound to the door of the cell there is an upside down, like writhing hollow, who is just called the Embedded. How, like, is it metal? Yes. Is it like Akira Yamaoka Crazy Surf Rock? Yes.
Well, he's got his face is a keyhole, right?
Something
or he's
like
wearing
that,
a mask that is a keyhole.
He's wearing a mask that's a keyhole. Yeah, it's really creepy.
Yeah, that's a great image. Like, that is very good. And he's super chained. I was like, this guy, and we'll talk about him when we can actually interact with him. I was really expected great things from the Embedded.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, you're going to do it, boy. Like, you're going to, I'm expecting, the places you'll go. And then the ultimate, what his story is, I'm not, unless there's more to it that I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not that into it. Yeah. Which sucks because it's amazing visual design and concept.
Yeah, I dug around a little bit today on it, and there's everything that I've seen is just totally out there and made up because there's just no supporting evidence. Like, you get the one thing that mentions him, and then that's it. So everybody just making up stuff, which is unfortunate. That dude had so much potential when you first see him.
Yeah,
it's definitely unsettling, and it lends. You don't know who this woman is, but it like where this young woman, Vendrick's kingdom, and this guy intersect. Like that is probably the only friction point where you're going to find any sparks around like what's actually going on. But he does lend import to kind of the underlying things of this, but we have no idea what those are because there's nothing of substance.
Right, and maybe there will be, especially if the DLC does end up being. If the Ivory King is Vendrick, which who knows if that's true.
Yeah.
But if that ends up being the case, and it goes back to that, like I would love to know more about her and her species, which we later learned to be a Milfinito.
Yeah.
And for now, that is just a word to you if you're not going to play the game. But
yeah. But you get some powerful items up here. You have a soul vessel. I think you get like Great Shield and also the key to the King's Passage.
Yeah, which is down that gigantic ladder, which you should just bonfire a homeward bone. Because that elevator, which just takes forever.
Yeah.
And you head down here to the King's Passage, one of the other smaller areas of the game.
Yeah. I like this a lot.
Yeah. This looks really cool, too. There's that little, like, when you first get in here, that fresco with the Tree of Life and the bust.
Yes.
Like, that's very interesting to me and seems intentional.
Yeah, and especially compared to what you're going to see later, like it lends a lot of import to that imagery here, which that's one of my favorite parts of Dark Souls 1. So I was definitely between the Embedded and this, it was just tiny fist pumps all over the place.
Yeah.
There's a good example of that Dark Souls 2 humor too, because right beside the fresco is a item, and if you pick it up, it's an alluring skull, and once the glow disappears, they placed it exactly on a human skull on the shelf, which has to be intentional, and it's such a weird little detail. Like a programmer somewhere was just having a little bit of fun with himself.
Yeah. This march down the King's Passage, though, I mean, it is a fearful symmetry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have these, stone knights lining it both ways, and kind of you're looking off and you kind of see that you're wandering, out the back of the castle into the, to the next landmass that's beyond it.
Yeah. And these stone knights, they look like chess pieces. They're like the horse-headed knights from Zelda 2, who come to life, and you can actually destroy them before they come to life. But I think you get different treasure, and I could be totally wrong about that, but I don't think they will drop the Llewellyn set if you kill them while they're still horses.
Right. They don't drop any souls
statues.
either.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be what I'm thinking of, actually, because I know they dropped something. I did it today, and 2 of them dropped Titanite slabs, but I did not get a piece of the Llewellyn set.
Yeah.
That same exact same thing happened. Excuse me. That exact same thing happened to me. I got 2 Titanite slabs from these guys, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah. Thanks.
That Llewellyn set is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for resistances if you have the carry capacity to use it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a big royal guard down at the end of this. I always have a lot of trouble with this run. This is apropos of nothing, but these knights give me some trouble just because I can't aggro them in a manageable way.
Yeah, you can't aggro them from a distance because they're just statues until.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the Stone Knights, the Llewellyn said that's what Welliger is wearing as well.
Yeah,
which says something to me about like, okay, these guys for whatever reason they just don't die; they become something else.
Yeah. And these guys are not explicitly the same as the Stone Knights from before.
Right.
Like they have horse heads, which stinks of Aldia fuckery.
Yeah.
So.
And
there are other parts with like animal-headed people, like referenced in other places in the game. Like there's those 2 statues in Ornstein's room that have animal heads. Like that is like a thing. Like people with animal heads maybe is actually a thing in this world, but I have no idea what it is.
The kingdom of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere. Yeah, the crown of the furry king. We go into afterwards.
Let's talk about the Looking Glass Knight.
Yeah. This is good shit.
Yeah, this is great. I was happy because even though I heard about the concept of the Mirror Knight, which I'm just going to call him that because I'm American, like that had been spoiled for me, but I hadn't seen any details about like what the aesthetics of the fight were. Like I assumed he was going to be gigantic or whatever, and yes, he is bigger, but man, the presentation of this fight is like right up there with how good the quality of the fight itself is.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite fights in the game. Like and it's really up there. Like I love the concept of it, and like from both ends, like. It is, if he summons another player, like, so what the Mirror Knight is he's such a weird looking design too, the like 3-headed mask with the crown of thorns and the like on the back, he's got little wings and stuff on his armor. Like his armor is really striking.
Yeah. Reminds me of old King Doran.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got the same kind of like torso shape as old King Doran. But and he's got this gigantic mirror shield that everything bounces off of.
Yeah.
Like spells and attacks. Not gonna through this thing.
So it is the literal mirror shield from Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool shield too if you make it. Like, but his whole thing is that he can summon help through the mirror. And I remember though that pre-release stuff when I had the spoilers, I was saying if you could smash the mirror in time, you could prevent this from happening. And that is not the case.
No.
At all.
That is not true on release.
Yeah. How awesome is it that this was the first boss they let people play against? Like this guy is really hard. Like this is really neat and difficult. Like
to be and to show off like all of the lighting and everything too. It's a perfect boss to choose for pre-release footage. Like it's. Yeah. I kept waiting for it to happen, but I mean, there's so much to love about this boss fight. Like it's so much fun to fight. I love this dude's moveset. The mirror makes it really difficult for a spellcaster because. I mean, sunlight spears will literally like deflect off of that and go flying into the air. It's just an awesome effect.
And it's storming like crazy. Like there's this huge lightning and thunder that sounds the entire time. And his attacks will do that as well. Like he shoots lightning.
Yeah.
That will make a thunder sound.
I always thought he was channeling lightning that struck him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what is going on. Even though it doesn't have to actually strike him. It's not like you see that and then he does the attack. He can do it whenever he wants. But that would make sense for him to conduct.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so this aside from him summoning help, he's a pretty basic fight in terms of like moveset. Like he's got a couple of close range and then some long range ones. That horizontal electricity wave, I have so much trouble dodging that. Like I just resign myself to soaking it.
It's got a really wide arc.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can sometimes iframe through it, but it's really hard. You can't count on that.
Yeah. And so he summons people, and he can summon real life players or computer controlled NPCs. And computer controlled NPCs are no big deal. Mm-hmm. Like if he summons them, I almost think it is a better idea just to ignore them and keep fighting the Mirror Knight because they're idiots. But any PvP encounter is tough. Like that's always going to be at least a little bit of a challenge. While fighting a boss fight is just crazy. Mm-hmm. Like it's such an interesting twist on the old monk, which was like probably mechanically the most interesting boss fight in Demon Souls. It's if it wasn't for Estrella, would be my favorite boss fight in that game.
Mm-hmm. The Mirror Knight sound, his song actually has a leitmotif from the old monk in it, like the harpsichord melody.
Yeah.
Does it really? I never knew that. I'll have to go back and listen to that by itself.
Yeah. If I'll put a marker here and I'll put in a comparison. For the listeners.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that the way to be summoned by this guy is to drop a red soapstone sign, assuming that you have found a red soapstone sign, or I think you buy it from what's his name over in Purgatory. But you drop it, and if you don't get summoned in the first 10 seconds, you drop it again. And eventually you'll get a message that says, being summoned to be the Squire of the Mirror Knight. Really, like
Squire.
One of those classic... The Mirror Squire, yeah, thank you. Like the guilty pay the price message of Dark Souls 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, you buy the red sign soapstone from Tichigren.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you? I've only been summoned once. I've only managed to get that to happen once, even though I've tried a lot. So
I have tried quite a bit, and I think I'm just going to eventually have to go into New Game Plus to make it happen because I don't think it'll ever happen in New Game, unfortunately.
Yeah. I was delighted this time because when I was making the run-up, I saw that there was a red sign soapstone. I was like, yes, it's going to happen. And, I knew it would mean I would lose the fight, but, it would be a good experience. But no, somebody else nabbed them. So,
yeah. That's the thing is there's so many factors. Like, you have to get summoned, and when you get summoned, they have to, the Mirror Knight can die while you're being summoned. Mm-hmm. That happened to me a couple times. Like the screen goes dark and then it comes back up and says the master defeated, or the boss has been defeated or something like that.
It's like when you're doing the old monk and the person you're invading dies before they get to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should talk a little bit about the purpose that this guy serves, because he was once the trial that any new knights would have to pass through. Mm-hmm. Like this, this King's Passage was almost meant as a literal gauntlet for anybody who wanted to be initiated. But, since Vendrick, made his retreat, presumably this way, because it's the only way out, everything now is standing guard.
Right. And it's still fulfilling a purpose in that way, too, which ties into that kind of more the macro plot when we start talking about Nashandra a little bit more.
More like macro plight, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Boom. Boom. Jack and Jill went up the hill. So so that's the original idea, is that it was a test, which it's such an easy, I wish, things that don't make sense in Dark Souls, I'm always willing to accept that explanation. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, it's a test. Sens doesn't make sense as a thing.
Questions 3. Yeah.
Sens is just a test. That's why it's there. That's fine. Yeah. But it's just we tend to rankle when something just doesn't make sense at all.
Right.
And the bosses of this area do a good job of that, where the Dragon Riders are probably guarding the treasure room. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And this guy, his lore explicitly says that he was meant to test knights. Mm-hmm. And he's kept in, that's still useful in that stopping people from getting Vendrick, because Vendrick does not want to be found. Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah. It's pretty funny because Nashandra says, implies that Vendrick wasn't a good leader.
Yeah.
That, he didn't have, what it took to go far enough and take his true throne, right? Whatever that means.
Right.
And, but really, he was able to inspire such loyalty in these people.
Right. Which is one of the early clues that Nashandra is possibly full of shit.
Yeah.
And,
exactly. That's I was just about to say that. You just can't trust that dude, Nashandra.
Yeah. Because Vendrick, as time will judge Vendrick. and he's done some shitty things. But I think just she's trying to character assassinate him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Looking Glass Knight's soul can make either his sword, which is kind of like a crazy sword of thorns, or thorn greatsword. I'm not sure what the thorns signify aside from his hat.
Yeah, it's a sword based on his hat.
Yeah, as you do. I would like to see Jamiroquai's sword.
Yeah,
it'd be a crazy sword, right?
That would be a crazy sword. It'd be virtually insane.
Yeah. And then also you can get his shield, which you mentioned before. Is there any particular trick to that other than it can parry spells?
No, it's just a good big shield.
Yeah.
Like that's all.
Yeah.
And can parry spells.
And if it
no, it's a great shield. I don't think it parries spells. Maybe it just does it deflect? I don't know. I'm going to end up saying something wrong if I make a claim.
Looking at the wiki here, cannot parry, but the shield bash works as a spell parry that deflects spells.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what it is. Because I knew you couldn't. I had a moment of dissonance where I'm like, great shields can't parry. Great shields can't parry.
Perry, what are you saying? Great shields?
Yeah.
When the game was first released, I tried out because I thought shield parrying spells was going to be like a real kind of game changer from Dark Souls 1, but it was so difficult to time, especially when you were dealing with lag and everything, that I just gave up on it. They've apparently increased the window frames for you to do that, but I haven't gone back. Have either one of you tried that in PvP or anything to deflect spells?
I like how high your opinion is of my skills. So let's just operate under that illusion. Yes, I do it all the time. I can't feel alive without it.
Fair enough.
I tried a couple of times, but I haven't tried since they buffed the time. The window. So apparently it's not that bad now. I guess it's supposed to be significantly easier, but I haven't actually done it. So
yeah, okay.
I haven't done it.
I haven't done it since the patch either. So
yeah. So I'm saving up my PvP for the PvP episode. Not explicitly, but that's kind of mostly because I haven't I need to make a build for it and start thinking about soul memory, and I had to fight off my instincts to just level up and make my equipment as good as I can.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the boss, and really there's not much after him. I love how the elevator beyond him is covered in moss, and this is kind of the first sign of organic corruption you've seen. Mm-hmm. Kind of easing you into what's going to lie next.
Yeah, the Shrine of Amana. But since we're past Drangleic, now is when we're going to start sprinkling in our special episodes and start kindling the bonfire. So we mentioned PvP. That's a little bit down the road, but we do have a special episode coming up next.
Mm-hmm. Which is data mining. There's secrets.
It's as fun as it sounds.
There's secrets in them there files, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have a illusory wall from illusorywall.tumblr.com, who has been really awesome as far as participating and is responsible for a lot of the information that's out there on the good wiki about Dark Souls, and has just taken these games apart to find interesting things. Like just today or yesterday, he posted a thing about there's a hidden object in the skybox of Majula that corresponds with the Undead Crypt.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's just finding stuff constantly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You should, that is a pro Tumblr. And we're just going to chat with him a little bit about, about what it's like, what drives somebody to really take this game apart. What are the most surprising things he's found and those things.
Yeah. So that'll be after the appendix for this episode.
So cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. It is a fun blog.
I'm a huge fan of that guy. Me and him have had some messages back and forth, and I'm so jealous of you guys getting to sit down and talk with him. I'd love to pick that guy's brain.
Well, so let us know if there's anything specific you'd like us to ask, because we're not going to do that as a two-part episode. There's not going to be an appendix for that. But if anybody listening has questions that they have for Illusory Wall, they can submit them. And we'll have a portion of the episode that'll be listener questions.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then after that, we're going to be, do we want to announce that, or do we just want to leave it hanging? Yeah. Well, if you have any thoughts on the Shrine of Amana or the Undead Crypt, which are the areas coming up next, we're going to do both those in one rip-roar and ultra-frustrating episode. And is it still true that we're being joined by the person that it says?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. We're joined by David Plavas, who is a researcher for Riot Games and a buddy of mine and noted Dark Souls fan. So, yeah.
Cool.
Can I go ahead and give my, response to the Shrine of Amana, so I don't have to write it on Facebook or anything?
Yes.
fuck the Shrine of Romana. Done.
Thanks, Amana. Yeah. Jeremy, remind people where they can find you on the internet.
I am known as Not EC on just about everywhere. Tumblr, YouTube, just anywhere that there's a Not EC, it's probably me. The biggest place you can find me is darksoulshaters.tumblr.com, where we collect all kinds of hate mail from all of the Souls games. I've got Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 and 2. We do about 2 posts a day. If you ever want to submit stuff, just send it in. It's kind of, I guess, trigger warning for you Tumblr savvy people. It's very, very horrible language. There's not a day that goes by that's not something homophobic, or racist, or it's all just really, really bad. Let's just say that it's just really, really bad.
At the very least, can we stop being racist?
No.
No.
Apparently not. No. We still get just like, not as long as we can just get paid vacation for shooting black kids.
Yeah, exactly.
World. But it's not our support of Dark Souls haters or Jeremy's curation of it is not condoning that kind of language. It's anthropologically interesting to look at these idiots who are getting that worked up about
and
this.
it's a way for me to get these people's names out there to hopefully shame them a little bit, and which has happened in some cases. Like, I've had people say, "Oh, I didn't realize." I'm not going to say that kind of language because I didn't realize people were posting this in a public forum. So just if just putting it out there reduces it at all, then I'm a happy camper. Otherwise, it's just funny to laugh at the idiots.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I've got a Twitter, which is JG Greer. You can find me there, and I talk about Dark Souls a lot on Twitter. So that's it.
Yeah. Recommended.
Definitely.
What can people do for us, Kole?
Well, iTunes ratings and reviews are always helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well. You can also check out the other stuff we have at the site. Most people like to listen to podcasts, but you can also read at the site. We have a couple different blogs going. Kole does a blog called Hexcrank, which is about survival horror. It's going chronologically through the genre. Very good. We should point out Backlog Killer.
Yes, we should.
It's been a little while since we've done that. Our buddy Will does a blog called Backlog Killer, which is a gaming blog as he works through his Steam backlog and is thoughtful and interesting about games.
Yeah. If you like the discussion that we have either here or on Watch Out for Fireballs, it will be very germane to your interests. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. And Gary does an excellent blog that is very well received. People are getting like crazy excited about it, which is awesome. Called The Infinity Engineers, where you are going through and doing a very studious and detailed examination of the Infinity Engine computer role playing games.
Yeah, it's essentially like a Let's Play.
Yeah, your Gates Balder.
Yeah, Gates Baldur and Bale's Icewind. Just still working my way through Baldur's Gate 1. It is very slow paced, and it's like a 2-part thing where one part's a Let's Play and the second part's like something about tabletop gaming or video games in general. So kind of a B-side. I'm basing it on a really good Deus Ex Let's Play. A guy named Bobbin Threadbare does on YouTube.
Throbbin Bedbear?
Yeah, the Throbbin Bugbear, the D&D 4-star porn star. Ask me about Loom. Like the way I loom over your bedroom. And there's also the Deadening.
Oh yeah, that is our friend Dennis from the from the level. He just became a dad here recently, and he is sharing his adventures in that as it relates to kind of maybe maturing tastes on media. And how, and his relationship with video games and his bouncing baby boy.
Indeed.
Yeah. Let's see here. Other network news. I don't want to prolong this, but anybody who's listening who likes adventure games, watch out for Fireballs. We're doing the Autumn Adventure Game poll. If you are a Patreon backer at any level, you can choose which one we're going to play between I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, Riven, the sequel to Myst, Sanitarium, and Grim Fandango. And we are very excited to play all of those. And that is going until Friday, September the 12th at midnight Eastern time.
Yep. Your vote counts.
Yes, it does.
I voted.
So, vote early, vote often.
Yeah.
Don't tell us what you voted for, because we.
It was Grim Fandango. I'm just going to spoil it right now.
It's a secret ballot.
I'm considering whether or not I want to make the results public after a week, but I don't want to put a target on anybody's back. I think that might be
that.
Yeah.
No, like we can make it public after the winner, but like it has to be a secret ballot.
Yeah.
Like
Cool. And then the usual stuff, like I mentioned, the Patreon and our Facebook page, which is always very active. It's facebook.com/bonfireside chat.
Yeah. And I think that's probably about it.
Just about it.
This has been a longer-ish episode. And so thank you again, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Really
thank you all.
it.
I really have a good time coming on this show, and I hope I can worm my way into Bloodborne season somewhere.
Hey.
You always have a spot at our table, Jeremy.
Definitely.
So open invite. And until next time, what can they do?
They can seek misery.
Lest this land swallow them whole.
Umbasa.
Mbasa.
Bil finito.
And we all pray that we will have far more soon. Some of our landings were desperate adventures. We are now prepared to meet the inevitable counterattacks with power and with confidence.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Kole Ross.
And I'm Jeremy Greer.
And this is Bonfireside Chat Appendix, a very special Undead Cursed Appendix podcast.
There we go. Yes. And this week we are reading your responses to Drangleic Castle and the assorted mini zones that go along with it.
Yeah, Drangleic and the boys.
Yeah.
This is what we like to call those. Thanks for sticking around, Jeremy.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I'm here.
Yeah, no problem. And we're here for you, buddy. We have a little bit of follow-up from last time.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and read that. I'll get started here with Eric. Eric says via contact, you can hear when people ring the bells in both belfries. There are also great places to use a cracked red-eye orb and kill great invaders.
Yeah, that was something we said. We made a claim like, oh boy, it would be really cool if the bells rang. I think that's really just a matter of my own experience coloring my, coloring the facts. I had never heard the bells ring. So, yeah.
I think it'd be super cool if the bells actually did anything at all. Like, it's neat that they ring. Like, that's great. But like, if they sent home an invader, so it was a cat and mouse situation, that like it just not doing anything is kind of lame.
Yeah, you have to make it your own fun. Like, you just have to be like, I'm going to see how many times I can ring this against.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the hug button.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it you've got for us, Jeremy?
I guess the first one came in from an email to the Dark Souls Haters blog, and
we'll set this up real quick first, just so people know about it. So Jeremy, before he came on, he threw something on the Dark Souls Haters blog that he's got some DLC to give away, and wanted to get people fresh as hate.
Yeah, if you people send in questions, and we're going to pick one randomly that we find that our favorite, and whatever your platform of choice and whichever DLC pack you want, they'll get in touch with me, and we'll figure out how that happens. The first one comes in from Duncan, which I can only assume is a very serious question that he thought about a lot, which says, Dear Dark Souls haters, does Lord Gwyn frown upon my Solaire Sigmire / fiction? So we're already setting the bar very high for quality email. Yeah. Thank you, Duncan. I would only assume that yes, he does frown on it.
He doesn't. He's not a big fan of Solaire. Like he has no son. Like I imagine he's pretty indifferent to it. Like just what Solaire does whatever he wants. I have no son.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
So you don't think Gwyn's looking on like the website, like looking for like /fic, and he's like, oh man, fucking Solaire again. Why are these people so excited about this guy?
He probably has it as a list of block. A better question is, do I look down on you for your Solaire Sigmire / fiction? And the answer is yes. Categorically yes, my friend.
I think that Gwyn is more wistful. I think that even though he's distant from his son, he's just happy that he's happy.
Yeah.
Just, he's happy that he found love, even if it's onion love.
the best kind of love.
Onion love.
Not enough. Oh, wee, oh, wee, oh.
Oh,
Thank you, Duncan.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, what else do we got, Jeremy?
Oh, I can go through more. I didn't know if you guys wanted to. Let's see. The next question is from Siego, Siegio on Tumblr. And he or she says, my question to the Drangleic episode, and I hope I'm not too late with this, is the following. The Dragon Rider Twin Blade says the following. Demands great skill of its wielder and thus serve to test the worthiness of those who aspire to join the Dragon Riders. Does this mean that only novice Dragon Riders use this weapon? And to go even further with that line of thought, does that mean that we only fight experienced Dragon Riders?
Yeah, because we don't see one using the Twin Blade, right? Like
I don't think we ever see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any NPCs who use a Twin Blade of any kind? Cycling through my catalog, I can't.
NPCs, I don't know. There are enemies that do.
Yeah.
NPCs, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen like any of the Black Phantom. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, though. Like, you have to go through your Twin Blade period before you graduate to bow or halberd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like training in double gravity.
Yeah.
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 Because twin blades do kind of suck, like in the base game right now. Like, I have not had good success with them, even though they're very fun to use. Mm-hmm. They do not do enough damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to connect on most hits, which is really difficult with the way the rolling system works. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so my answer is it seems plausible. What's next, Jeremy?
The next one is from Anonymous, who clearly did not understand that they could win something by sending in mid-question. And it says, top 5 favorite pieces of hate mail for top 5 favorite pieces of hate mail. And the Tumblr kind of sucks for this, so I could only really pull up 2, but I thought 2 would be a good examples. And Gary, I'll email both of these to you so you could include them in the show notes if you want to.
Yeah.
One is from a very large submitter. She sends tons of stuff to me all the time. And it's 2 messages from the same guy. And the first one just says geek. And the second message just says 4 eyes. And from a guy who's very used to hearing a lot of bad language, that was it's a huge breath of fresh air.
It's cute.
Yeah, this guy got bullying and cyberbullying mixed up.
Yeah.
And then the second one is from another goon called Thumbtacks, and it's probably the most popular post on the blog. It has over 3,000 notes on Tumblr, which is kind of crazy. And all it says is, hey, what sword is that lets you stab the air next to someone and deal damage? Because I looked it up on Google, and all I could find is guides on how to be a total faggot.
I kind of want to read those guides.
and just as a disclaimer, I don't use language like this in my real life. I was just reading it, but quoting. Those 2 are my favorite pieces of hate mail.
Those are 2 wildly different ends of the spectrum.
Well, I figured they'd be good examples, right?
Yeah. That's what I like about them.
And then the next one is a good question for you guys. Just Trice, who has submitted a bunch of hate mail to me, says, what was your absolute worst PvP experience or the most hilarious?
You'd think that'd be a good one for us. And then you realize that neither of us have dived deep into PvP, at least in Dark Souls 2 yet. Right. Is that true also of you, Kole?
Yeah, I really haven't done it. Even incidental PvP that just kind of is foisted upon me never really happens because that isn't a thing in this game.
Yeah, so we're gonna concentrate on that at some point down the road. But in general, I think probably my favorite one was getting summoned by the Mirror Knight. So I did a little bit of that, and that was really fun, just because it was so unique. And I stomped the guy who was playing because it's it was my new game plus Hexer character. And it just super, super novel to fight along with a boss.
Yeah. I can't really name any off the top of my head. I had a really long and protracted fight in Anne Orlando that ended with a guy who was way over leveled or way over geared for me, accidentally falling off the platform.
That's always satisfying.
Right before he did his last blow, but that is neither novel nor about this game. So.
Yeah. I think I'm sure I told this in the PvP episode, but the Anne Orlando fight I got into with the guy who had the hacked weapon who turned Solaire into a statue. Mm-hmm. And I ran away and jumped off the cliff to not get cursed. But like, I wish I could have swung around and like taken a look at the Solaire model that was a curse statue.
Oh yeah,
that would have been interesting to see. But he chased me off. So hackers suck.
yeah.
My most hilarious Dark Souls 2 PvP was when the game first came out, and you could use the Bat Staff and Dark Fog to completely poison somebody instantly, and then discovering that worked through walls. So you would invade in the undead crypt, and you would kind of spawn towards the path, towards one of the bosses. And, the shortcut right there where you pull the lever and then there's a bridge that pops up. The shortcut actually is like just a wall away from the bonfire. You just have to go all the way around. But if you cast Dark Fog and they're hanging out by the bonfire, you will poison them through the wall. So by the time you cast Dark Fog, walk all the way around, half of their life is gone and they're scrambling trying to figure out what to do. Which is always a lot of fun. But then they nerfed the Bat Staff and that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I've got for questions. So I'll let you guys kind of take it over from there.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks everybody who participated.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dark Souls haters.
Thanks, haters.
Haters. Pikachu just followed Duckfeed.tv. I'm honored. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, Pikachu.
Yeah. I kind of like the slash fic one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Was that the award?
I think so.
I think that's probably it. I think that makes sense to me, and it made me think.
Yeah. Well, how would a father react to a fiction of his son?
Yeah,
Getting some of that stinky onion love.
Yeah, and I guess like I approve of the question, but how does the saying go? Like, approve of the question, don't approve of the questioner. Yeah.
The only downfall of that question is he didn't, or is it the best thing about that question is he didn't include samples? Because really, you have to judge the quality by the writing, right? Because it could be good and just also be weird, or it could be really just weird by itself,
or just hot.
Yeah, like it might awaken something in all of us.
Yeah, like
he's either done us a great favor or a great disservice.
Yeah, we'll never know, and that's why it's so intriguing.
Yeah.
No, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Do you want to get us started with Emily Kole?
Yes. So, about Drangleic Castle, Emily writes in via Facebook saying, Drangleic Castle was definitely a highlight on my first run. The castle itself loomed imposingly over the long slog up to the front door, and the enemies ramped up the difficulty curve significantly. But my favorite part of the whole area was the section with the dart-spitting mass and the cursed portrait. I've become accustomed to Souls games establishing lore and setting through the use of hidden clues, subtle imagery, and thematic hints. But there is nothing subtle about this. We are literally being bombarded from all sides by imagery of a poison-spitting female mask, followed up immediately by a giant creepy floor-to-ceiling, humanity-sucking portrait of Nishandra that occupies half of the screen. Both of these things seem totally out of place and stand out from the otherwise drab and undecorated surroundings like a sore thumb. It was such a jarring contrast to the way Souls games normally portray their lore that I laughed out loud and then promptly died of poison damage. Worth it. I wonder if there's a connection between the poison-spitting mass in Drangleic and the poison-spitting statues in the gutter. Both of these things make me wonder who made them and why. Yeah. And Pikachu followed me. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pikachu.
Thanks for the live updates. Hopefully I get followed by Pikachu soon. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe I'll be followed by Pikachu. When we were talking about how...
Wait, Pikachu just sent me a picture of his dick. Is that normal?
Pikachu keeps trying to get me to fuck him in the ear. He wants to be a gamer now. When we were talking about how weird that room was, it's not so much like I think that the thematic and kind of symbolic, having a feminine mask spitting poison makes sense. It's more like, why does the castle have a spitting mask room?
Yeah,
as a come standard. Mm-hmm. I think it's more what we were talking about how weird that is.
Yeah,
but it's definitely hinting at Nishandra's naughty bits and how she needs to behave.
Well,
baby.
behave. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Pharos would be the likeliest person, either him or Aldea, and this is not Pharos' MO. He isn't helping the downtrodden here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Something I didn't point out, but totally makes sense given how much we talked about the decoration around the castle. Nashandra's stained glass surrounding her, completely out of place. Yeah, very incongruous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy, do you want to read Dylan? Yeah.
Sure. Dylan via Facebook says, I think Drangleic does a glorious job of evoking the single-mindedness of being hollow. When I tore open the doors of Castle Drangleic, I was ready to commit regicide. After leaving the barren throne room, I scoured the castle, delving into its basements and climbing its towers, looking for a king to kill. Little did I know that Drangleic was only the door to some sort of crazy Passato di Borgo meets Wonderland rabbit hole royal escape route guarded by one of the Dark Souls' coolest and most deafening boss fights ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That dude has a gift for prose. I'd like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Dylan. Also, I'm very happy you invoked the Passetto de Borgo because I totally would have forgotten to do that.
No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just so everybody who's maybe wondering, Pikachu has followed me.
Okay, cool.
So just so we know that everybody,
our national nightmare is over.
Yeah, we're all being followed by a cute Pikachu,
like in Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, love it. So thank you very much. Mandy says via Facebook, I play Dark Souls mostly for PvP, but I'm usually a nice guy when I invade, waving at my victim and giving him time to prepare unless he has friends ready to kill me. However, the Looking Glass Knight boss provides such a perfect avenue for griefing that even nice people like me can't resist. The moment I saw a video of someone invading the boss room to do nothing but cast healing spells on the boss, I immediately hopped on my dedicated rank 2 Sentinel Faith build to try it out. I can't say I had consistent success, but the plan was pretty simple. Kill the summoned help with Wrath of the Gods or straight up melee, then hug the boss and cast healing miracles on it. The host disconnected on me almost every time I accomplished this, and it's one of the most satisfying things I've ever accomplished in the game's multiplayer. The earlier nerf to the healing spell, casting speed, didn't stop me, and until now I put my red soapstone sign around his boss room when I needed some cheering up. I miss being the old monk, but ganking with the boss is equally satisfying. I only wish the knight summoned a bit earlier into the fight, since I'm usually summoned with it barely alive. That would also make the summoning rate higher.
Yeah. He summons at around half health. I don't know if we said that.
Yeah.
And he will summon more than once if you're struggling with him.
Yeah. It's like semi-timer based and semi-health based, I think.
Yeah.
I fought him with Whip Fest and that took forever. And he summoned a lot of people in that fight. So I love the idea that you can summon and just kind of heal a boss and actually be on the boss's side as opposed to just doing that to grief. As just a white phantom. Mm-hmm. Like being a support role for the Looking Glass Knight. Like the whole Looking Glass D&D party idea is really fun.
Yeah.
There's a video on YouTube where a guy fully decked out in Mirror Knight gear or Looking Glass Knight gear, using warmth to heal the boss and doing the whole thing, like doing the mini Looking Glass Knight thing, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. That's a pretty good gimmick. So it's like a Matryoshka doll. Like if you have the ability to summon just a Bell Guardian size.
Yeah, what would you guys do with if you could summon a version of yourself that was like 60% as big as you?
I think I just said it.
Yeah.
I guess I would
go ahead.
Pretend to be a dad. I really don't know. I don't know what the answer to that would be. That'd be a little weird.
I would do a shot-for-shot remake of Lord of the Rings and just have the perspective on lock. So,
that's pretty good. Max says via contact, Drangleic Castle is a bit of an odd one for me. The atmosphere as you climb the hill is great. Rain, thunder, and lightning. Dark path carved into rock. It does happen to make a repeat demonstration of just how cheesy the range/AI pathing is on Dark Souls 2, though, given the Royal Swordsman with crossbows can track a moving target with pinpoint accuracy. Once you get inside, well, in my opinion, it doesn't hold a candle to Anor Londo from Dark Souls 1, which is arguably the comparable zone. Anor Londo had a sense of grandeur, towering scale, and ancient power. Drangleic Castle just feels cramped, really. Its layout is eclectic and feels bodged together. The atmosphere doesn't seem to convey much, to me at least. It's cramped, it's a bit of a chore to navigate, it's arguably quite short, and those Ruin Guardians, man, that whole room with the Stone Soldiers and the Guardians was a pain in the backside, and not in the Dark Souls, this will challenge you for your rewards kind of way. More in the we were feeling spiteful when we made this one, have fun kind of way. On the whole, I think Drangleic Castle was, for me, a disappointment. It didn't capitalize on the atmosphere. It was cramped and narrow in a needless way, and its layout is just odd. There were very few unique enemies. Dragon Riders, as a first boss, seemed like a random shoo-in. I didn't realize how much certain things about this area bugged me, in all honesty. I also don't understand why players had to wait until this area to get the Faram set, which is arguably the iconic set of the game, much like the Elite Knight set was for Dark Souls 1. We didn't mention the Faram set. Where do you find that?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it.
It's down by the by Dark Diver. That's why we didn't talk about it, because it's in Dark Diver's cave.
Okay.
So.
So you can cosplay as the cover if you get that. I think all of those are valid concerns to a certain extent. I mean, I raised my qualms about at least the outside and the atmosphere, being there but not really paying off.
Yeah. Like I agree on some points of that. Some of the stuff did not bother me quite as much. But I think it did a good job. Like when we talk about atmosphere and Souls things, like it maybe didn't have the kind of the same sense as Anor Londo, which is obviously a very high watermark. But like the that kind of creeping forward with your shield up thing that we were talking about in that hall with the crouched stone warriors. Like I had that experience at several points. Yeah, like a feeling of kind of dread going through, which I also associate with Souls and worked really well for me in this area. But some of the layout stuff does piss me off.
I pretty much agree with everything the guys said, except for the part about the ruin gardens and the stone sentinels, the stone soldiers and the guardians. That to me didn't seem like it was such a, like we were feeling spiteful, like Max said. It was more of just like a very challenging room that was just, I thought it made it kind of fun, like having to, it's miserable, don't get me wrong. It's miserable in that really fun way, but there's parts in Dark Souls 2, specifically in the DLC, that are much more spiteful from the developers than that is. But everything else, I kind of agreed with what he said. Yeah.
And because I am a rampaging apologist for this game, I will break down and say I love what this area does for the story, and how from this point onward, everything is kind of like at a laser focus into these kind of more mystical concepts that I really love. So like this is the beginning of where I start actually picking up story as opposed to indirect mood and detail in the environment. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a mixed bag, but on the whole, I still I like all my children. Yeah. So. Yeah. Whose turn is this?
I believe it is Jeremy's.
Jeremy, would you want to read what Rob has to say?
Rob, via contact, says, "This place was my breaking point where I realized I couldn't carry my trusty fire longsword with me the whole game. Sure, I could run through, but for how long? That's when I changed. I went from a jack of all trades to a giant hammer-wielding powerhouse. I didn't regret it because this place really throws a lot of situations where you get gangbanged by armored enemies. Sure, it felt good to wipe them all out, but I couldn't shake the feeling that the game was forcing me to be a brute."
Yeah, that's like a common complaint about Dark Souls 2 is that like there are areas where kind of one build is so heavily favored over another. And some points I think it is fair, and some points I think it's kind of exaggerated. I'm not necessarily saying that Rob is necessarily exaggerating here, but one of the, like Vadi did a thing on the new DLC, and he had a point where he's like, you have to be a ranged character for this section. And I just went through it with Whipfest, and Whipfest doesn't have any ranged weapons, and it's not like you don't really have to. Like you can bait people out and draw them back into safer areas and stuff. Like I haven't run into an area where I feel like I have to play a certain way, except with like the closest thing to that being the Shrine of Amana, which like that is the area where I felt like, and the Souls have never really done that before. Like it doesn't bother me. Like I've come to be okay with Shrine of Amana. But that is the only area I had that strong feeling like, oh, the game is making me play a certain way. Yeah. I said that like I was going to keep talking, but that was the end of the sentence.
Yeah. I don't know, like any of these stories about needing to, God, I'm going to say this word, but I hate it, pivot from one build to another. I think that, that is definitely facilitated by the Soul Vessel. And I'm almost wondering if they put those in as a concession that like, hey, maybe these, wrinkles are going to, to hit, and you're going to make discoveries about the way you want to play as you go through, which feels like a kindness.
Right. Like, I mean, it should be like whenever I think about that as a thing, I think about the fact that Lobos beat this game with the ladle. And no shield, like just a ladle, two-handing ladle the entire time. Like any of these parts you can get through. It just whether and Souls have always had like an optimal build for an area. Like there's always like the best build for something. So it's never making you do a thing.
Right.
So
I think it's also not just the soul vessel, but the fact that there's the concept of soul memory now. There's literally no reason you shouldn't level up as high as you ever need to. Like in Dark Souls 1, I don't think I ever went above 120 except for, I don't know, when the dragon head glitch was a thing, and I went to like level 800 or something just to see what it was like. But Dark Souls 2, I'm at soul level 190 now because why not? Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. I want to use this stat. Okay, well, I give myself 10 more points in dexterity because soul level doesn't mean anything. So I think they kind of took that concept and applied it to a lot of the areas of like, well, hey, you might need a bow, but you can just give yourself the stats to use a bow. It's not that hard. Like it's not going to mean anything. You'll still be able to play it with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you found the soul memory problem, to be alleviated by the recent patches, or is it still very much the way they want to handle PvP in the game?
It's kind of a bigger question. I have a lot of problems with the way that Dark Souls 2 handles PvP and the soul memory thing. I'm not a huge fan of soul memory, first off. The big issue, I think, is separating New Game and New Game Plus people, I think was a very bad idea. And I think all of this stuff was done in service of protecting these. And I think we talked about this very, very early on a PvP episode that I was on for Dark Souls 1 of these low soul level invasions where, you're soul level 20 in the Undead Burg and you get invaded by a ganker who has whatever sword and he kills you immediately. I think they tried to prevent some of that stuff from happening, but they just made it a mess. I don't understand why, they could have just said, okay, if you're soul level 50 and below, then we're going to matchmake you based on soul memory. And then anything above that is just going to be basic soul level. That makes high level PvP kind of have to limit itself, and it makes low level PvP it balances in favor of the quote unquote newbies that I really don't believe exist. So recent patches, like I've been playing some PvP, and I don't want to be one of those very negative people about Dark Souls 2, but it hasn't grabbed me near as much as Dark Souls 1 has. Yeah. A lot more weapon variety, a lot more spell variety, but the overall, like what ends up happening as a match between 1 versus 1, I'm just not that big of a fan of, which is the reason my YouTube channel has been lagging. Like I just haven't had anything to put on YouTube because it's all boring. So, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant. I apologize.
No, that's perfectly fine. You shouldn't be afraid to say anything because you are a PvP guy, right? So I don't want you to feel like anything is keeping you from saying what you feel about the PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we may come around, like, me and Kole are not PvP dudes. Like, we do it for the show in the interest of completeness, but that's never been our focus in the game. So, like, some of that stuff, we might come around on it when we do that. And, we're just like different areas of the game come to light or get shade casted upon them depending on what you're using the game for.
Yeah.
So Kole and I, who are, like, more about kind of exploring this world and just kind of like seeing what the game has to offer and soaking up the environments and designs and stuff, are running into different, like, we still kind of have some problems with it, but they're not the same problems. So I guess, like, in the last episode when we were talking about the elevator and getting frustrated about people harping out about that wasn't PvP, but, like, it's more like I'm willing to give fair consideration to the things that, like, people are frustrated by, but, like, don't expect me to be frustrated by the same things that you are necessarily. Like, it's a valid opinion, and people who dislike elevator gate, like, that's valid too, but it just doesn't bother me. So we're not going to spend tons of time talking about it.
Yeah.
It's also a pretty silly thing to base your opinion on what has to be like a 60 to 100 hour game on, like the 20 seconds that you ride that elevator. Like, it's ridiculous. There's a whole lot more to that game besides the one elevator ride that's really, really good. Like it's that argument has been done for me for a very long time. Since about the day after it was released, I was done with that argument.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about our experiences, and that is the shelter from which we say all these things, and also the entirety of the basis from which we speak. So yeah. Gary, I believe this is you.
Yeah, this is Seth. Seth Viaconic says, one of my best moments in Dark Souls 2 was in Drangleic Castle. All the leads up to it set the mood for this as an unsettling place. I inched through every hall until I got to the throne room. As I continued slowly into that room, I thought that surely something big was going to happen. and I did not want to get taken off guard. About halfway through the room, a white ghost of someone else playing appeared. As he was fighting his unseen-to-me enemy, he started rising to the ceiling like a rag doll. I stopped in my tracks, turned, and got the hell out of there. I didn't return to that room until I completely cleared the castle, only to find out that nothing was in there. I'm not to Drangleic Castle in New Game Plus due to the DLC coming out, but I hope when I do get there, something is crazy and awesome in that room. So that's great. That's very funny.
You saw an internet stranger get poltergeisted.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the GIF going around of the White Phantom getting captured by the Demon of Song? Where he lifts it up and just slams him against the floor. And it's just the White Phantom, so you don't see anything else. But the White Phantom goes up into the air and is slammed against the floor several times and then dies.
Yeah.
Very hilarious.
Okay, who let Ermac in here? Mortal Kombat deep cuts.
Yeah, that was quite the deep cut.
Yeah, I like that story.
Yeah, me too. Hit us with, close us out with Luke.
Okay, this is going to be a long one, so if I opt to tap out, I'm going to throw to you, Gary.
Okay.
Luke writes in via contact saying, I recently went back and listened to your season discussing Demon Souls and was struck by the conversation you guys had regarding World 1 Boletaria and the definition of a palace as distinct from a castle. I didn't think I had a clear answer myself until I started to think about how that world compares to Drangleic Castle, and now I would argue that From have the two mixed up. Boletaria is all crude stone construction, chains and scaffolding manned by infantry and militia under the control of a few elite knights and effeminate demons. It resists you at every turn because that is exactly what it was designed to do, not by Miyazaki and company, but by the original architects under King Allant or his predecessors. You aren't the first attacking force these walls have seen, just the first to make it all the way in. Drangleic, in comparison, is far more palace than castle. The exterior, while effectively epic, is clean and crisp in an almost unreal way. There's not a scratch or loose drip of mortar to be found on the exterior. It's free from wear or imperfection. I imagine, even smells like a new car. Once inside, you're greeted not by military supplies, huddled survivors, or even a Miss Havisham-esque scene of abandoned grandeur, but a fully maintained and operating great house. It's important to note that I think that it operates despite literally not being lived in, thanks to the golems and other animations rather than any real people. Even the butler is a ghost, because being incorporeal prevents bringing any dirt in on one's shoes. Walking into Drangleic Castle, I felt less like an invader and more like an unannounced guest. I was trying to find the button prompt to wipe my feet and considered leaving and coming back at a better time, perhaps with an invitation. I get the sense that all of the interesting rooms must be behind those unopenable doors. Like Vendrick swept all of his secrets up behind them when he heard us ring the Shrine of Winter, or ring the Shrine of Winter, or perhaps had to put them in storage at the Queen's behest once she moved in, as so many men have hid their gaudy neon signs, beer mats, and stained couches. Women are the real archdemons, am I right? # all queens. Though maybe he simply picked this demo model castle up for a song when the economy hollowed. I can't get through this guy's prose. It's so good. Though maybe he simply picked up this demo model castle up for a song when the economy hollowed and never got the time to come back in and decorate. I wanted a Dishonored style peek into the crib of this vital character, but found his palace entirely impersonal, which was disappointing in a series known for its natural style of level design. Here's hoping the third DLC comes with a key for that green door, which is surely hiding his man cave.
And deep Great Expectations cut
Yeah.
in there.
Miss Havisham-esque. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about Miss Havisham in a while.
Yeah.
When we were reading that in high school, I used to draw the cake from Great Expectations on like every homework assignment I had. Like I was fascinated with this like crumbling spiderweb covered cake, and just drew it over and over and over.
Yeah. There's nothing about this response that I don't like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say that was my first thought. I guess it's the newish Bloodborne trailer where you're fighting the dude in the wheelchair and he's got the blunderbuss. Like that was, for some reason, my mind went directly to Miss Havisham. Like that dude has to have a cake somewhere hidden off that he's just chilling at, waiting for you to come in so he can shoot you with the blunderbuss.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Luke.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Very good and interesting, like the idea of the castle versus palace kind of thing. It's true. Good points around.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for writing in. If you are listening to this, there's still time. If you have questions for Illusory Wall, who runs illusorywall.tumblr.com, about data mining in Dark Souls 2. And we're going to sit down for one episode, chat with him next.
Yeah. And if you have any thoughts on the Shrine of Amana or the Undead Crypt, we will hear those as well. We will entertain the notion.
Yes, we will entertain the
yes.
notion.
No, we read everything. I'm a little bit behind on responding to stuff, so I'm sorry if you wrote something in and I haven't given it full consideration. So I'm working through that. I will probably have worked through it by the time this comes out, coming out of a Weekend in Whole.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jeremy, remind people where they can find you on the internet.
I run darksoulshaters.tumblr.com, a hate mail collection site for all of the Souls games. If you want to hear or read horrible stuff that people send each other because of Dark Souls, come to darksoulshaters.tumblr.com. I'm not EC, also on Tumblr, on YouTube, and just about anywhere else, Twitch, Hitbox, anywhere you want to see. And my Twitter account is JG Greer. And I talk about Dark Souls also a lot on Twitter because apparently I'm addicted.
Yeah, all highly recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if this has been a long episode, so we're not going to bore you with too much admin stuff. I feel like you guys know the stuff to do. Ratings, reviews, check out other shows. Duckfeed.tv/tipjar. Facebook page. All good things.
Yeah. And our page, yeah, you already mentioned the Patreon campaign. That's patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. A couple bucks gets you some stuff. Yeah.
And stay tuned for some deleted scenes.
I'm driving home to Mansfield tomorrow, so
Now try to get, a day ahead of you.
yeah. I will perk it up for the actual show, so don't worry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Me and Jeremy can, if not, you can sob quietly in the background while me and Jeremy.
Yeah. That's what this new gear affords us.
Yeah, exactly. Soul mute, the sob button. Other shows have a cough button.
Yeah, just weep silently button.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you guys?
Doing just fine. How are you?
I'm very, very well tonight.
Go, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I was scheduled to be on Doug Loves Movies tonight, but I canceled on Doug Benson and just hung out with you guys instead. So
That is a good decision. Yeah, you will not regret it, sir. This will be just as good for your career, I promise. So,
yeah, but you guys don't smoke as much weed as he does, so I'm already down at least one notch.
sounds like a fucking challenge to me.
Yeah, it does. You ain't know me.
Yeah, you don't know how much we chief. We baby's kids.
Let me just roll this fat blunt and talk about some Drangleic Castle.
Yeah, we're the chiefs.
Have you considered the implications?
Yeah.
That's the motor bong.
From a lore perspective, like, I don't think God is like an old man. I think that God could just be lights coming through the window from like a lore perspective.
Have you ever noticed that a lot of Japanese games are fixated on the soul?
Guys, can you slow down these jokes? I've been vaping for like an hour and I cannot keep up with the one-liners.
Vape, stop.
Vape.
Yeah, vape. I've been arguing with Twitter randos today about ladies and stuff.
Are you engaging the randos?
You might as well go on Doug Loves Movies if you're going to argue with Twitter randos. I mean, Jesus.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
The randos are engaging me. I guess I'm engaging the randos as well. It's everyone's fault. I'm just mad.
Are these people who are aware of you because of the shows, or
no? It's just because of they think they're just trolling certain search terms.
Oh yeah.
So like and certain people, like I called a couple people shitheads who were being awful
shitheads.
Being awful shitheads. So and then I ended up I've got like a screenshot of this truly subhuman piece of garbage who keeps spamming nude pictures of Zoe Quinn,
Christ,
like just over and over. And I was like, "You're garbage."
Wow.
And then he put me on his like White Knights Twitter group list, and then that got some people to to tweet at me about some nonsense.
How far have you fallen in your life that you have a White Knight Twitter list? Like, what are you doing with your life?
Can you guys define White Knight for
it's
me?
Anybody who points out misogyny who's a guy.
Okay.
Like, it's the idea being that, like, I'm doing it because I want one of these people to sleep with me.
Standing up for Milady, am I right?
Yeah, for Milady. He's like, the guy at the end, he's just like, well, fine, see if I care. Keep doing what you're doing and remain their puppet. And it's it's obvious. Like, I haven't had a lot of anonymous insults, but, like, it's so obviously silly because I don't act like a puppet. Like, there's like, what part of me is a puppet to ladies? It's so stupid. It's just like, it is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm a puppet of these people, just dancing on their strings, doing everything that I want to do, and
Well, that would make you a marionette.
Yeah, that's true. Well, marionette's kind of puppet.
Yeah, I was about ready to say pussy strings, but I was
No.
I was very upset with myself.
I'm guessing the
for
big
that.
difference is most of these MRA guys on Twitter probably can't spell the word marionette, so puppet is just the easy go-to.
Puppet.
But they know puppet because of Master of Puppets.
Hand talker.
Yeah.
Fist speaker. But like, I mean, he's like, I don't necessarily need to call these people idiots. It's just shitty. Like, it's just mean, awful people. Like, they're dumb, but then also like just awful. Just subhuman garbage, man. And it's just really gross.
I like how you went from I'm going to take a Twitter break to arguing with internet idiots.
I can't get away from
8
it.
hours.
I stayed away for a day, but what happened was like we started talking about it in the Something Awful forum. I'm like, oh, well, you can't actually get away from this. Like, it's everywhere. So I could either just give up the internet, or I don't know. It's rough.
That was crazy this morning. Like, I know I did like the jokey little like live tweet of my descent into despair over the course of a half an hour this morning, but like I woke up at like 5:30, like fresh as a daisy, right? Like whenever that happens, I always like relish it because I can get stuff done before work. Like, yes, let's do this. And I checked Something Awful and like, oh no, what happened? Oh, Jen, no.
Yeah.
And I read Twitter and I saw because apparently it's now just okay to just chase people out of the profession. Yeah,
it's really vile. It's like super, super vile. Yeah. And I hate it.
The whole thing is just super disgusting. Like, as somebody who is limited in the hate mail that he sees just on a daily basis from the Dark Souls blog, like this kind of stuff, it's so much worse. Like, and it's targeted to an actual human being about actual things, not just a video game. And it's just crazy to me. Like, it's so disgusting on all fronts that people just make up this shit in their head and then just be extremely horrible to real human beings. I don't understand it at all. I just don't get it.
Yeah. It's repulsive. There's like one of the things that came out of the Jen Frank thing yesterday when she was getting harassed is some guy was like debating with somebody who he did not know to be her husband. And then it was like, what do you even know about like this person or something? Like, he's like, yeah, I'm my fucking husband. I was there when she wrote it, you asshole. And then the guy started apologizing and it was kind of great.
When exposed to anything actually real, those dudes always like, I'm sorry. I was just like, there's no actual meaning to any of their arguments whatsoever. It's just horrible.
Yeah. So that's been grossing me out all day.
Yeah.
But
my day has been fantastic. I played Dark Souls 2 and then I played Diablo 3. So I'm doing great.
Let's rock it.
Let's go. All right. My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Kole Ross.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And this is Bonfireside Chat, a cursed favorite.
Yeah. Oh God. How does this work, Gary?
and as you hear, we are joined by.
Okay, cool. Can we just hit that again? Like, dude, I'm in a different county. Okay.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Can you even imagine what Kole would be like if he's in a different county in Ohio? What would the show be like from Call-Wop instead of...
I dare you to name 2 counties in Ohio right now. I dare you. Can you do it?
Crumbunch.
Crumbunch
and Call-Wop. Down there in Call-Wop County. All right.
Okay, sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. All right. My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Kole Ross.
Jesus Christ.
I'm Jeremy
okay.
Greer.
So try one more time. You need a nap, buddy?
I might. Okay, cool. Okay.
I've got a couple of beers in the fridge if you want to trip down here, Kole, if that'd help you out.
All right.
Focus, Ross.
Okay, I'm focusing.
Like, what does it do when you see a situation like that? Like, it's kind of a weird situation. You just feel helpless seeing people spill that kind of filth at other people.
And you can, I mean, like, the only thing you can do is call them out, which I'll do, but then that's the only thing you can do. You know, you can't do anything to stop them or help the people who are like getting shit on. You know, so yeah, it's very frustrating. I felt very impotent.
I'm back
for like a month. I'm impotent, Kole. That's what I was,
okay,
confessing to Jeremy.
We were having some really deep conversations, and I was asking Gary about his future children. And
yeah,
our sperm
I am
hashtag.
not impotent. I just want everybody to know.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had a missed call from my mom.
Oh, no worries. Everything okay?
Yep. Yeah. No. The more I think about it, the more.
I'm sorry, man. I made her leave the room once I started the podcast. I didn't know she was going to call me.
Classic.
Yeah. So I think my rant in the last episode was indirectly just like not about the elevator in Iron Keep, and it was about this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got into a Twitter fight with a guy about that too. And kind of like was just saying like we were kind of fed up with overwhelming negativity. Like I kind of tried to spell out that context with it. So, but some guy called us out. Every once in a while not every once in a while, it seems like moderately often I will get called out for things that you say.
Oh yeah,
on the show. Yeah, because people sometimes on the Something Awful board will be like, I still can't tell Gary and Kole apart. So every once in a while, someone will just be like, I can't believe you said this, and I'll just be like, no, I didn't say that. You know. So I don't know if and it's never like bad. It's not like, I'm not embarrassed to be like, it's never anything you said that's bad because we all participate in that conversation. But like he specifically was saying like, I can't believe that you said you wouldn't call yourself a fan of something. It's like, no, that wasn't my part. Like that was Cole's like part of that argument, you know? Yeah. It is funny.
Oh, sorry you caught that.
No, it's not a big deal. It was very civil. Like it was a remarkable, it wasn't really an argument.
Yeah.
It was a very civil discussion, but someone took umbrage with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely understood that point, by the way, because I look at this stuff like Dark Souls, which I have a healthy investment in, as well as a monetary investment in. And you just don't want to, like, I'm not going to go out in public and say, yeah, I'm a huge Dark Souls fanboy. Like, I'm just, like, I met somebody the other day and he was like, oh yeah, I play this game Dark Souls. And I was like, oh yeah, me too. And he's like, oh yeah, it's fun. And like, never crossed the line. Like it's weird basing your identity on something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's the root of it. And I think that's the problem with gamer as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody who both holds that label close, either a gamer or a fan, and leads with that, and insinuates that into every part of their lives. Like they walk into every situation. But what about games?
Yeah.
It's only like one step away from My Little Pony.
Yeah. And then that way madness lies. Just real quick, pro listen. Latest Lou Reed's the Internet is about My Little Waifu.
Yeah, that was more disturbing than Come On Food, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I had no idea about tulpas. And that being a thing, it's like it's every once in a while. It's not every day that I learn something new about internet sex subcultures.
Yep.
But here we are.
Yep.
I am happy that I've never heard that word before. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't even think I want to know.
Another goon named Lou does a podcast called Lou Reads the Internet for you, and it's a lot like it's just a podcast version of the Weekend Web that they have pretty much on Something Awful, and it's a pro listen, and it's just more it's like anthropologically interesting.
Yeah,
like who are these fucking weirdos? But this time, he was all about My Little Waifu, which are bronies who consider ponies to be their waifus. And it's just fascinating. Like it's disturbing, but also just like I had no fucking idea. Like I'm learning. I love to learn.
Yeah, I love information.
Yeah. But it's a good listen.
Yeah, I just listened to that today.
And you bring us in with Ben Hart.
Yeah.